We are. This is for all the lost ones, all the gangsta remember, both folks lose. All the losses in the world, I think you'll come across. Even if two of us both, I still think you are your boss. Wasn't take that with you, baby, all the funny is bureaucracy. I'll take you back to my house and fucking slash your pasty. I met this last one with Libby. I took her to my house cause she wanted to play. She was like, ew, you're pure rod. I was like, yeah. Let us see a pod. Cooks and television all we both back. But he said he didn't like it when he made me that he's one. Gangsta, gangsta, I'm a pure lover. I wear the fuck you run, cause I think I know your mother. She used to be in a nanny at the high school. I think I made her put her so that's really cool. She said, well, you are cool street. Come back to mine cause you're from my lunch. Well, I didn't stop looking till I break the door. Now I took the fucking look on my mobile phone. She was like, well, didn't show you us. I was like, course I won't, man. All the lasses in the world, I think you'll come across. Even if you're the best fuck, I still think you are your boss. Wasn't take out with you, baby, all the funny is bureaucracy. I'll take you back to my house and fucking slash your pasty. Yeah, man, last for a walk again. She had a top-notch funny, there was no bitch. She had 8 front teeth, but she was better. I took her for a date and me low and push her. I left her slipped on me Spectra cool. After a few minutes, I like stuck her to a door. She ripped up her niggas like Hulk Hogan. I was like, well, you're pure smoking. I've never met a lass like her before who loved getting rocked on a bus stop floor. She said I'm not the first and I won't be the last, so I thought, well, fuck it. I think I'll have a blast, so I'm halfway through when she starts going crackers. Shouting out stuff like I'm gonna eat your knackers. She wanted me bends, but I thought, fuck that, so I pulled up me note and blotted on her back. All the lasses in the world, I think you'll come across. Even if you're the best fuck, I still think you are your boss. Wasn't like that with you, baby, all the funny is bureaucracy. I'll take you back to my house and fucking slash your pasty. I went in laughing, let's see it all up on the dance floor. Rush you up on the lads. I am Tony over there.
Big up everyone in the chat. Massive respect there. All the legends. Nice to see 10 in and 10 commenting. The song just gets better every time I listen to it, man.
I'll take you back to my house and fucking slash your pasty. All the lasses in the world, I think you'll come across.
Yes, guys. End's a bit quick, that's all. How are we all doing, people? Let's have a look. Let's see which legends we've got in here today. We've got Lou Don. Big up Lou Don. Massive love there to Mrs. Moon. Legend of this YouTube. Mick Johnson. Jono. Big love, Jono. Hope you get to enjoy this live, mate, and you're not grafting as usual. I thought I could smell fish. Mr. Aldi. Talks to sea lions there, guys. Big up to Aldi. Nikki's in the house. She's cleaning her oven, but she's listening in. Big up Nikki. Good to see you in IXP. Good to see you there, brother. Big G's in the house, aka Big Gimp. Fact notification in on his pink account. Always good to see that pink F there. Seen a little bit of shufflings early on. I think Factor's been bad for life there. On God knows what account it was, but he's burnt his bridges there on Shuffling's channel, I think. But he's always welcome in here on that pink account, guys. Charlotte Murphy, good afternoon. Bristol Bomber, the legend himself. Yes, Mucker. Good to see you, Bomber lad. Been in here since day one there. Let's have a look. We'll let it fill up a little bit because I want to do a little vote before I put my camera on. You know, I'm not scared to show my face, and I've done my hair, been in the shower, looking fresh. Well, Feeling fresh actually. Had a good sleep last night. Tip for anyone: turn YouTube off at 12 o'clock. Go to sleep. Or have some sexy time. Wasn't even a New Year's resolution. I just thought of it, and you know what? Right? You wake up in the morning. If you're into YouTube, like we all are, when you wake up in the morning, you don't know what's gone on through the night. It's you see it totally different. See it from a totally different perspective. Believe me. Tim Smith's in the house. The mod father there, king of the live streams. See Lou Don there sharing a link this morning. Tim, can you hear me, Smith? Had a little chuckle at that one. Boss Dog's in the house. Big up, Boss Dog. Missed you live last night, Boss Dog, but have you been getting a new fire or something, or was that an imitation fire on your big screen, mate? I know you've got one of them. What do you call them? Projector, isn't it? Is it a projector, mate? Oh, Tim will be happy there. Leeds 2-0 up against Cardiff. That'll be the last mention of football. I did have a red jumper on, but I thought, and a white shirt, but I thought, nah. Got beat 5-1 yesterday at home to Brighton. It was out the FA Cup, but it's only the Mickey Mouse Cup anyway, and we can concentrate on the league now. The classic phrase, concentrate on the league. Yeah, bomber on, mate. It sounds like last night was no exception as well, bloody hell. From what I've seen this morning, Jesus Christ. Chris the Brick, what have you done? Chris is a big friend of this channel. But it sounds like last night. Sounds like it's gone from 50 to 100. Yeah, so how many? Let's have a look. If we get 15 in, I'll put something to the vote, and then we'll get things going. Oh, Cardiff are winning 2-0. Whoa, Jesus. You know, I think in this third round, the big teams, you know, even though they've all just had a break, haven't they, for the World Cup and whatever. Well, saying that, not a break, but I mean, the World Cup's got to be tiring, but you know, they always come unstuck, and you've seen that in some of the results yesterday in the FA Cup. Some big teams get knocked out, you know, the resting big players and that. For me, I mean, the FA Cup, it's only once a year, isn't it? You put your best team out, man. It's what the fans want to see, you know what I mean? I can understand teams that are at the bottom of the league and they're struggling, they don't want to pick injuries up and stuff, but yes, one and all, he's in the house. I thought he would be, look. I knew he just popped in there to have a little dig, hadn't he? Big up, Swanee lad. Don't see you about much now, mate, but good to see you in here, as always. I know there's a few other lives on. I think Sparky, I have to have a little word with Sparky. Every time I go live, he seems to pop one of his lives up, you know, 3 o'clock. Come on, Sparky, give us little channels a chance, mate. Give us a chance. Still plenty of people to come in anyway, I know that. Anyway, let's do this now, right? So, yes, Phil Graham. Phil, you can join in this one, mate, because I know you're a dedicated follower of fashion, right? And I took you into account today when I set this live up, as you might notice in the background. I'm going to put this camera on. But before I put this camera on, to all the lads and the lasses as well, I suppose. So, polo shirts, yeah? We've all got polo shirts. You know, cotton with the short sleeves and the collar. Top button fastened or unfastened? That is the question. Top button fastened, put a 1 in the chat. Top button unfastened. Put a 2 in the chat. This was prompted by Dave Smithers live this morning, and Dave's avatar picture where he has a, I think it was a burgundy polo shirt. It was a Lacoste, but I think it was from Manny Market, I think. Could tell by the way the crocodile wasn't quite straight, so yeah, that's what prompted me. And Dave had his fastened up, so let's have a look. Oh, we got here. Slim says, big up Slim by the way. Slim says, top button unfastened. Fact says, fastened. Live follower. A lady's perspective, and she says unfastened. Bristol Bow, I tell you what, Bomber's saying fastened. It's 50-50 at the minute. Swan's saying unfastened. Tim's saying fastened. What's going on? Deco, you know what, mate? Good to see you in here, bro. But obviously, when I put the camera on here before I set this up, I haven't been on the scales, right? But it is after Christmas, isn't it? But I'm sure I've put a few pound on. Like, I've moved into a medium-sized top now instead of a small. That's what Phil Graham said. I knew Phil couldn't just put a 1 or a 2 in, could he? I think if you're bald, you want to show a bit of chest. I'm going to take that as a 1. It's looking like it's fastened, you know. Big up Liverpool, Julie. Good to see you in here, mate. I think live follower means a mod there. I know what you mean. We've all seen Quadrophenia here, haven't we? Charlotte Murphy writing a novel there in the chat, guys. Working hard there. Oh, Charlotte. Right, I'm going to go for fastened anyway, people. See if I can breathe properly. Just think about that. This is a real Lacoste, by the way, people. You can tell by the straightness. I mean, Dave's was a little bit wonky, like the nose of his crocodile was down a bit. Anyone who didn't notice that? Oh, Lou Dodd. Oh, you know what? You can't now because I have to wear it fastened now. But the question was, though, top button fastened or unfastened? And the chat spoke, and it was close, but it's fastened, I'm afraid. Just so I don't blame the nutter for the hat. See, I've got hair. See, I can grow hair. Don't look down like that. That little bit there is just where I'm too tall for my hair. Oh, Lou's saying unfastened. You know what? We'll go halfy. Half of it fastened, half of it unfastened. What does it do when you fasten it up? Then does it make you look like I don't know. I haven't got a big rug hanging out, have I? See, this is what I miss. This is what I miss about Pat Deco. Don't see enough of him. Like, boy, I always get a chuckle out of him. So we've got some funny people in the chat. Like, see, Bristol. That's what I mean. I think you go from that, don't you, to casual, and that just goes to like formal, doesn't it? You know what I mean? What about totally unfastened? I mean, let's get this right. Yeah, you've got 3 buttons. Yeah. Do you ever go full unbutton? What does that do? What does that do? Who do you turn into then? Oh, Tim, nice of you to pop in, Tim. Nice of you to pop in there, guy. Tim's got work to do there with his 150 spatters. That's why it's bald, because I'm always good. I've rubbed it. Yeah, that's no luck, is it? Unless you've got a big like medallion. I know Phil Graham's got a few of them big Belcher chains or whatever you call them, off the market, sprayed on gold. Yeah, guys, let's get the formalities out the way. If anyone who didn't see Smithers' live this morning, where I just popped on for a little chat, this channel right now is now monetized, whatever that means, right? I don't really know what it means yet, but I see my mate Daryl's done it, yeah. And there is, like Miss Ludon said there is a buy me a coffee, right? Now, it's only a Mackey's coffee, people. It's only a Mackey's coffee because, we'll step the content up this year, but it's not a £5 coster. It's a Mackey's £2 coffee, people. And I suggest you only buy a coffee if you enjoy it, if you enjoy the stream, if you've had a laugh, and you think a few hours entertainment's worth a coffee, then that's entirely up to you, people. Here he is, the Batty. I thought I could smell Batty. Yeah, formal is done up, like, isn't it? You know what I mean? So this is the first real live, I think I did one the other day though, didn't I? It was only a little one on YouTube. But officially, this is probably the first official live of the year of 2023. And like I say, it wasn't a New Year's resolution. It's just something that just decided the other day not to watch YouTube after 12 o'clock midnight. And I'm already loving it, man. I'm enjoying it. It was nice to wake up this morning and not know what's going on. Big up, Dave. How was your dinner, Dave? Did you cook it, mate? Hope everyone's hope the Smithers family are all alright after that Sunday roast there, guys. We'll all say a little prayer for them. Yes, man, mate. Big up, Jay, lad. Massive respect to Jay there, people. What a gadget. Defo worth a coffee. Get up there, mate. Poor son. Hope you're alright there, Jay, you and the family, mate, and you had a good Crimbo New Year. Enjoy the show, brother. If you're stopping, if not, always a pleasure to have you popping by, bro. Yeah, until I suss this monetization thing out, what I can and can't have on. It's just going to be me chatting, no music in the background as yet. From what I can gather, there is a channel where big up Jay, like good man. I'm sure from what I've heard that there is a channel where there's music that you can play that say from that you can play when you're monetized type of thing, if you know what I mean. Did anyone see that? There's a new addition there. There's a new addition to the because we got beat yesterday. I thought I'll only show a little bit of the red and white, and I did have a red V-neck jumper on as well, like that was. 'Tis a golfing jumper really, but I thought nah, can't really have the red and white on today. yeah, Jay, like I say, I'm going to look into it and see, because I do often play music, you know that, and when I've looked at all since I went this monetized thing, I looked on my channel and it's on the copyright claim on nearly every single live that I've done. So we'll get the bottom of that, and because it's a little bit scary, you know, when it's just yourself, and it's a bit comforting when there's a bit of music on in the background or something. You know what I mean? You clocked it, Dave. Dave, you like it. I know you like it, mate. So it's Adidas. Is it Adidas or Adidas? Is it Nike or Nike? What do you reckon? Well, you know what, Deco? I haven't played for a while, right? But if I went and played tomorrow now, I'd be happy if I went round in under 90 if I played tomorrow. And that's without hitting the ball for a few years. When I was playing regular, I think my best's 82. Never had a hole in one. So Chris is saying Nike. So is it so just Nike? Yeah? And if you say Nike, it's like double E on the end. Yeah, I say Nike. Everyone says Nike. Big up Joe and Jeff. How are you doing? Hope you're well, people. Yeah, it's Nike and Adidas, isn't it? Not Nike and Adidas. But that's it, Deco. Like when I first started playing, like I was playing with a few like decent people, and I said, you know, during the round, I said, if there's any little tips you can give us, you know what I mean? Just like I can take criticism. So after my first shot, one of the blokes took us to one side. He said, look, you're standing too close to the ball after you've hit it. I said, oh, all right, cheers, mate. So I've always took that one into account, you know what I mean? Yeah, the Yanks say that, don't they? Yes, the King of the North's in. Big up, King. Nice to see you in here, fella. Some big names in here, people. All the big hitters. Big up, BBB. BBB. Let's get this straight now, yeah. We'll tidy this up because I've seen Fighting Irishes. I've seen a few of his lives lately, and No Fly Me the Moon's had a few mentions on there because let's get this right. I mean, people can go wherever they want. There's a massive division at the minute. You know, there's a big divide happening at the minute with channels. But I don't myself, and I know Dave and Jim and Daryl. We don't want any part of that. You know what I mean? So anyone can go in anyone's chat. And I've heard Fighting Irish saying that he he doesn't come in, he won't come in the chats because he doesn't want any negativity, you know, any negativity from our channel, which I understand. Like I totally respect that. And if you're watching Fighting Irish, pick up, mate. I know where you're coming from there. It's not ideal, is it? It's not an ideal situation, but respect the Fighting Irish. See, I see a few smiley faces in the chat here. I'm missing the jokes, but I'm going to put the link out in a minute as well. Anyone who wants to jump on, and what we're going to do today, right? So, I went to Tesco there before, so it's just to get a few supplies in, yeah. And has anybody bought a Sunday paper like recently? You know, like they don't even. I mean, News of the World finished years ago, didn't it? News of the World was very popular on a Sunday, and I said on Dave's live this morning that because nobody seems to. Well, I definitely don't know what's going on in the world. You know, I haven't got a clue. I don't watch the news. Don't even watch the local news. So I'm out. I haven't got a clue what goes on. So what I said, I'd buy a Sunday paper and would just go through a few pages, see what's going on in the world and like react to it. But honestly, I nearly had a heart attack when I went to the till. Does anybody know how much a Sunday paper is now? Anyone in the chat who's bought a Sunday paper? Or if you haven't, put in the chat how much you think. It's the Sunday People. It's got a little supplement in it. Put in the chat how much you think the Sunday paper is now. I'm assuming they're all the same all over the country, the same price. But this is in the northeast. Nikki hasn't got a clue. Anyone who just popped in there and I've missed you out. Sorry guys, I will catch up. Genghis, pick up mate. At least to see you in here, brother. There's the first guest there, Genghis, £2. See, this is the Scottish. This is when you know Pandego's Scottish look. Anything for free. We'll get back to the golf thing later on, Deco. I'll show you my sticks. I do want to get back into the golf this year, actually, and funnily enough, remind me on later on about golf, because tomorrow got something big coming up tomorrow, and I know you're all going to enjoy it. Yeah, Chris is a good example actually, because he's been there, you know, he's been right in the thick of it, and it's Chris is proper impressed me over the last few weeks. How chilled out he is now on when he goes on lives and stuff. See, another Scottish one who won't buy newspaper, gets it all online. I have tried to read the local paper online, but you get that many bloody pop-ups and shit, isn't it, G? I'm not saying right that we won't talk about stuff that's gone on other channels. We can talk about it. I just can't bother getting involved in it all, you know. But anyone who's got an opinion, live follower reads the local court list. Crazy behaviour there. It's probably my old laptop, you know, that was why I can't read it properly online, because that many viruses on it, you know, the pop-ups all over. Dave, so we've had two guesses I've seen, £2 and £1.80. Let me tell you, well, live for £1.40, £2.20, £2.20 for a newspaper. Say the last time I bought a Sunday newspaper was the News of the World, and honestly, no word of a lie, I think it was about 80 pence or 70 pence. When it said £2.20, oh, Jesus Christ, £2.20. No, I'm not even joking, man. So God knows how much a daily paper is. Can anyone see that? £2.20. It's not even. I mean, let's have a look. You get your little supplement in there, Slimming World, which probably come in handy. I'll keep that one. And then you get a daft little flimsy Sunday magazine. which is all just full of bloody adverts and crap anyway. £2.20, man. What a rip-off. We'll have a closer look at that paper in a bit, though. Yeah, I'm going to tell you what, for £2.20, I'm going to read every single word. Let me tell you. I'm still waiting on a new tablet, by the way, people, so slightly different today. I've got this, Mrs. Moon bought me it. It's still got the wrapper on. It's still actually got part of the wrapper on. It's like one of these, you know what hold your phone? And it's got like an arm that moves about and wherever, and it's got a light on it. Quite handy, actually. You just clip it onto your desk or whatever it is. Yes, man, we have a first here for the channel, people.
Good afternoon. How
Get
are you,
in
Mr.
there,
Man?
River.
You good, my man?
Great, Chris. Great, mate. Nice to have you in here, mate. It is the first time, you know. We've been
Thank
talking.
you. I know, mate. I keep. Do you know the notifications? I keep forgetting you've got to hit the notification button. So I'm getting used to that now. I was saying in the chat, I wouldn't bring up any of my arguments with somebody else on another channel, and I wouldn't expect anyone any different. So I wouldn't come on here and talk about that. I'm just coming on to ask you how you are, and I hope you and Mrs. Moon are good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
I was on.
Yeah, well,
I was
I
on
mean,
Siege Brothers, man. Getting shit.
like,
I was
like I say, Chris, we can't talk about it because I mean, there's loads to talk about, isn't there? But it's absolutely like
tedious.
nuts at the minute.
I
Woke up
know.
this morning and everyone's gone nuts.
No, we need to take a self pill, don't we, man? I'm the same. Sometimes I can be too animated and speak my mind, and sometimes you're better just keeping your thoughts to yourself when you.
Yeah.
I'm not helping myself.
So what's a Sunday like for you, Chris?
I'm trying to be more toned down.
What's a Sunday like for you then, Chris? Is it just like any other day,
Sunday,
or is a
I was up
Sunday
to
like?
5. I was up to 5 last night, man.
Yeah. I see
Talking
you're
about.
on. You spent a bit of time on Mark's channel last night,
I was
didn't
on
you?
Mark's.
Live.
Mark's. That was a good live. We had a good laugh, and then I was
Yeah.
on. I was on Hingley's as well. Chrissy Bricks. And we had a good blare on, man, right up until about 5 in the morning.
Yeah, thingy.
Just normal
Mark and
stuff, but you know
Scouse
what I mean?
are
Just like,
two of my favourite people on here. Mark and Scouse are like proper chilled out, aren't they?
Mark's brilliant, man. Do you know at the
He's
beginning
good.
as well? I didn't because I was steaming in all the time. I was seeing everybody as hostile because I was thinking like everybody's going to go against me, but then I realised, man, I've met some amazing people here, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you were
knock
on
it off.
with wasn't Gambino on there as well for quite a while.
Oh, Miss Gambino, she came on as well. That was amazing. Aye. I love Miss Gambino. So I do. I think she's cracking.
It's nice to see her just like being herself type of thing in it. I think that is herself, chilled out, isn't it?
Aye, and it's not that. Miss Gambino's that'll give her a wee day out, man. You know what I mean? A wee bit of escapism for the daily grind, innit? I've been no well, sitting in the house all day. Do you know what I mean? So we should encourage that, man, and help him. You know what I mean? I wouldn't like to see Matty leave or anything, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I wouldn't blame him either. I wouldn't blame him in the same hand, because sometimes it can be stressful, can't it? I just feel bad for it all, man, on both sides, because I like Expo as well. You know what I mean? It's not as if I don't like Expo a day. You know what I mean? I just, it's madness. It's crazy.
That's
But we're
the
not
thing,
talking about that.
the division, like the divide. You know, we don't need it, do we? Like it's not good.
No,
It's
man.
not doing anyone any favors when there's any division. You know what I mean?
That's it, man.
It's
Not
just
just
like,
that, the current affairs now, it's like your paper there, holding the paper up. You know what I mean? That
yeah,
just explains it all. You know what I mean? See, when you look at that paper, you're like, we should be all sticking together now, man. We're all at each
yeah.
other's throats on this. You know what I mean? It's crazy times we're living.
Can you believe £2.20 for a Sunday paper?
That is absolutely shocking, mate. How can they? Do you know I was £20 there for 30 gram of tobacco. And do you know, I was off the fags, but over Christmas I wasn't getting a shit, no. Eating what I wanted, obviously enjoying myself, you know what I mean? I'm not going to, you know what I mean? I can't be, you know what I mean? Live without any sin. You need some sin now and again. So, a wee bit of tobacco, man, alcohol, but man, that's costing me a fortune, man.
Did you just say £20 for 30 grams there?
Aye, 20 quid, mate, to a spa.
Right.
1995 or something. Just break a score, mate. Aye, more or less. Aye. You know what I mean? I was like, what?
Yeah, that's
Maybe it was
like,
only 13 quid.
I still haven't worked out what the government's trying to do about cigarettes, because we all know that they make a lot of money from the tax, don't they, off cigarettes. I mean, they make crazy amounts of money off cigarettes, but at the same time, they publicise that they want you to stop, and the NHS does everything to try and make you stop, and they've put the prices right up, but I don't know, I still haven't worked out what they're trying to do about smoking, you know what I mean? But I think a lot of people, if you looked at the figures, I bet there's a lot of people like packed in, you know what I mean?
Aye. See, to be honest, the way I see it is, you don't want another generation going down the way we did with smoking and stuff, you know what I mean? So it is a good thing that they're trying to be more, you know what I mean, like covering it. I mean, back in your day, remember you used to walk down the street, you see billboards with like cigarettes on it and stuff, you know what I mean? And now you don't see that, so that's a good thing.
All the big like snooker, darts, they were all sponsored by cigarette companies, weren't they? The snooker embassy and even the Formula One, they packed it all in on that, didn't they? That was all.
Remember going into a pool hall back in the day, man? It'd be covered in smoke. Everybody smoking. Back in the 80s, 90s, everyone on TV would have a fag hanging at them, wouldn't they?
You know what? You know, you watch, right? Chrissy, right? I'm pretty sure, because I've got a good memory, right? I'm pretty sure, and correct me if I'm wrong, a few weeks ago, did you watch Roger Cook? Did you say you
hot dog?
I've started watching all them. How mad are them?
Mate, how funny are they? They're hilarious, bro, aren't they?
Have you seen some of the disguises? What about his disguises?
Bro, I was peeing myself. I was like, is this guy for real? See the hot dog balls, man, the sausage hot dog? Yeah. Oh my God.
I watched them all, man. I watched them all, you know, when you... So how did you get onto that? Were you just flicking through recommended? It popped up,
and it just popped up, man. I was like, this is what this feels. I know. I was thinking, I was resonating with YouTube, and I was like, this is like hot dog sausage wars, and a big sausage fest. Everybody arguing.
Oh man, it make you laugh. Anyone who hasn't seen any of that Roger Cook, if they're too young for it,
you need
go and have a watch. That was what was he? Was a journalist, wasn't he? Was a journalist, wasn't he? Like an undercover.
That was cutting edge back then. And now, man, we're looking back on it, man. You're like, the disguises. What was it all about? big eyebrows, the big nose.
Chris, he was that went on for something like 13 series, you know.
I know,
so
mate.
He was on all the time.
He was brave as fuck, but man, he went and done all the moneylenders in Glasgow and Greenock and all that in Paisley. And he followed them. There's one I watched that, and these moneylenders were bastards back then. They were taking like all the people's gyros after them in the area. Aye, and the moneylenders.
He covered everything. I think the last one I watched was it was only the other day as well. I can't remember now, but he covers everything.
Oh, Everton. Do you know he even went to he went to Spain, and see when all them were on the run for that big Matt Sprink robbery, he might even try to expose all them. What's his name? What's his name again? His son was in EastEnders.
Kenny Noy. Kenny Noy, or was it Kenny Noy?
It was Kenny Noy, but see who was the hitman for the crazy, and his son's he's an actor, and he was in EastEnders. Do you know who I'm talking about? What's his name? And he worked for the crazy. He was meant to allegedly he got rid of a big Frankie, big mad Frank for the crazy.
Yes, Davey.
Yes, I just thought I'd pop in and give you this very quick hello, because obviously I went on Daryl, so I thought I'd come and show you some support as well.
Get in there, son. This is Davey 90, Chris. He's from Middlesbrough, up the borough, apart from yesterday, mate.
Yeah, man.
I was on Daryl's panel with him, if he remembers, on Daryl's the other night.
Yeah, I seen you, mate. I seen you. Yeah, big up,
Nah,
mate. Do you,
Pop in and give you a quick hello and that, you know what I mean? Show some support.
good
that's
stuff.
the one, fella. Big up the Teesside posse, mate.
I've just napped my
Aye,
dinner, so I'm
Sunderland
about to
boys.
go and just chill on the couch, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you listening, bro. You listening, man. Hey, there's a lot of
Aye.
Borough fans.
So I thought I'd
There's
just pop
quite a
in
few
anyway, show
Borough.
my respect.
Respect, mate.
So, bro,
Respect.
catch you later, bro. Ta-ra, ta-ra.
Yeah,
See you
nice one,
later.
Davey,
See you
man.
later, Davey. Have a nice day, man. Aye, do you know, Mr. Moon, see back in the day, like when I used to go to the raves, see the Middlesbrough and the Newcastle, the town, they hated each other at Judgment Day. We used to go to a rave down Newcastle and they used to hate each other, man. See, after the games, it was some laugh because you'd see them all arguing and fighting and all that. It was some laugh, mate.
Yeah.
The son,
So,
hate
when
each
you
other.
were at the raves, when you were doing the raves, Chris,
Yeah.
what was the trouble there, or because you
No, not
know?
really. It was just, but there was after the football, like if there was a big game, you'd see a wee bit of trouble. But that was it. But nah, man, it was all good, man. Everybody cuddling. It was good times, mate. Know what I mean? Amazing. Know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
I miss
I
the
was
days.
thinking, the other day. I thought if I get Chris on,
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you how you got into it all. Because nobody's really
Yeah,
like asked you how you got into it all. So,
true.
when
I
did
know
you?
because that's what I was meant to do. Aye,
So
that's a good shout, mate.
when did you get your first decks?
Right, well, my first set of decks, right, it was off a guy. He was my pal's dad, and he came across a set of decks and they were going for sale, and it was a set of belt-driven Newmarks, and it was back in what 1992, 93 maybe, and I got them, man, and these things, right, they were purple Newmark, but they came with, do you know, they were actually ahead of their time because they came with monitors, and see now we use the monitors. Do you know what I mean? You have to buy separately. It costs you a lot of money. But these ones
Yeah.
came with a set of monitors, but they were belt driven. So let's see the motor in them. You really had to know how to use them. You had to know how to spin, not speed it up, slow it down, and it's not like now, man. It's all done digitally in front of you. Do you know what I mean? It was a task.
So when you
But
got
I'll tell you,
did you already know a little bit about decks, or did you just
yeah,
learn yourself and everything?
I missed something out there because when we were younger, we didn't have a lot of money, right? We came for the housey schemes, right? So what we used to do is get normal turntables, right, that didn't have pitch on them. But what we'd do is we'd cut the housing, like you'd find a bit on the deck where the screw is. It was my big mate that showed me how to do this. He's quite a successful producer now in techno and that. And we used to cut the housing out so we could find the screw to pitch it up and down, so we could speed it up and speed it down. But we'd have to use screwdrivers. We'd have to
Oh
use
yeah.
I kid you not, because we were that poor, mate. We're all young boys, no. But
Wow.
we were buying the records and stuff and trying to keep up with it. We didn't have the money for the 1210s because the Technics cost a lot of money, man. That was like, you need big bucks for that back then. But we found a way to do it, and we used to do it with the screwdrivers. Aye, man. And before that, what was even tapes, we'd like put tapes together. Mark was talking about that last night. He'd get
Yeah.
two tapes together and make like a mix out of them. And back
Oh,
then you could cut the tapes.
how old are you,
Aye.
Chris?
It's me 44 now. Aye, 44.
44. Yeah, I've got a few
Aye.
years on you, like,
Aye.
but I can remember all the rave scene in Middlesbrough. There was a thing called Butterloggy. Have you ever heard of that? Butterloggy.
No, I didn't know about After Dark. I went there. I went
When
there
you get a
twice.
minute, have a look. Have a look on for Butterloggy. It was back in
Mm.
the days of Lee Duffy and
Right,
um,
was it? I knew there
when
was
there
a
was
lot of hard boys that went. Know what I mean? Because we all came down, but they loved us. We get some reception. They loved us down there. See, the Scottish boys, man, they loved us, man. They took us in. Know what I mean? Brand new with
yeah.
them, man. Used to have some laugh. I still keep in contact with some of them on Facebook. Know what I mean? The Newcastle ones, Bass Generator, Techno Trance, that. They're good boys, man. They represented the Newcastle and that. And North East have some. They're ravers, man. Heavy ravers, bro. Brilliant. Do you know, I had more fun with the North East than I did, and this is saying something, than the London ones, and there was more London. See, when you went to London, like Helter Skelter or Dreamscape, or the big ones, the,
Yeah.
you had more of a companionship with the North East than I did when I went all the way down, for some reason. I think it's just because it's that big, but the North East was just, more fun. You know what I mean? It was just more fun.
I'll be honest, I was never a raver. I've never been into rave music and that, to be
Right.
honest. But I can remember the scene though when back in the day. But,
You must have been thinking, why is everybody who hated each other or falling in love with each other, man? Or cuddling each other? That's the way I was. I was like, what, man, this is crazy. It brought us, it brought us all together, man, it did.
yeah, did like.
You know what I mean? We need something like that again. A movement or something that
Do you
can
think
bring
it'll
people
ever
together.
get back as big as it was? Like, do you think it'll make a comeback? Or
Well, see in Scotland, bro, right? It's got big, right? I would say big for see in Glasgow. I mean, my mate runs a successful businessman in it, man, and he gets a lot of big, massive DJs from all around the world coming to his events. But there's something missing. There's just something missing for it. It's like dead generic now. It was more underground then. It's went that, but I preferred the underground scene more. But it was smaller events and just a good group of people. See when it got there's too many people who don't understand. They're just gone because they got a ticket off a pal or you know what I mean? They'll try to show off because they've got a brand new earring or you know what I mean? And they'll try to show off their nice girlfriend and the tattoos and all that. It's changed. But back then, you know what I mean? We were real ravers, man. We were just for the music. But a lot of them now are just there for the show. You know what I mean?
it's like
I don't blame them.
when you go through like a stage like that, when it first comes out raving, yeah, and it's brilliant. You don't realise how good it is at the time, do you? Until like years later when they try and bring it back, and it's never ever the same, is it?
Well, funny you saying that as well. Let's see, it was dying in Scotland. See, around about when I get into it, it was actually because I caught the tail end of it really. Because it was big. It was Acid House. It all started from in the fields and all that. You know what I mean? And then we all got moved to the fields. Tim, what's happening, my man? Big up the Leeds boys.
Sorry, me, all right?
Yes,
Blah,
Tim,
blah,
how
blah.
you doing? Tim was a
All right,
raver,
mate.
weren't you, Tim? Tim, you were a raver.
Back in the day, yeah. Bloody everywhere I went round Britain, every wave going.
Oh well,
Ah,
you've
same,
been
mate.
Chris. Tim will know more about what you're talking about
Tim,
than
did you
me,
go
to be
to Club
honest.
Kinetic? Club Kinetic? Was that not doing Leeds, I
What?
think? Club Kinetic, no? I don't
No,
know if that was Leeds.
I'm not actually from Leeds, look.
I'm just smoking, so I'm going to come off camera. I'm
Yeah,
still here,
me
but
too as well. I'm just having a quick ciggy, but so camera on. Yeah, Tim.
aye,
So
Tim,
you were
sorry.
a raver, were you, Tim?
Yeah, I went to a lot, I did. Can't
Yeah, that's
remember
good.
a lot of it, like, you know.
That's
That's
how
how
you
you know
know.
you enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's how we know
Aye.
you enjoyed it, exactly, mate. But
Do you know how it's changed days, man? It's like it was such a good feeling, man. Just everybody putting all anger aside and coming together. 10 minutes, it was just
Yeah, that's what it was all about when there was no trouble or nothing. It was just
mhm.
everybody on the same wavelength, right?
That's what I was
yes,
saying earlier. Like you could get it
Daisy.
mixed up, you know what I mean? With the football at
Yeah.
times, but after that, the football, even all the football fans we all came together. It was one of the things.
Well, you know what? You know what else has died? The nightclubs died. The nightclub in general. And remember the nightclubs where you used to just
Yeah.
go after when the pubs closed. You all went, didn't you? And you had a dance, and then you had an hour smooching where
Mm-hmm.
you picked which lass you wanted, and you went and had a dance like for an hour, and then and everyone got kicked out. There's no nightclubs like that anymore, is there?
No, and you know, funny you saying that as well. The Archies has been shut down in Glasgow, which that brought people for wow. That had Judge Jules, you name it, the biggest DJs in the world played there, and they've shut it down. Know what I mean? And they moved us all away to the fields, put us in all the clubs and the pubs, turned us up into piss heads, and then they shut down all the clubs. You're
Yeah.
like, what
I
the?
mean,
What the
I
hell
think
is that?
COVID didn't help, but I think it was dead before COVID, even the nightclub scene.
It was going that way.
But
Definitely, man. That affected a
also
lot
the
of the big
pubs.
artists.
I think when they
Aye.
started letting the pubs open till late as well, though, didn't they? Like the 2 or 3 o'clocks getting kicked out of a pub. So
I know,
there was
just
no
thought it was
need
all
for
Christmas.
nightclubs.
Even the social clubs, they were good back in the day. Like, I mean, they were cheap as well, like, but they're all
Aye,
closing
the wee
now.
social places.
Like the working men's clubs, you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I can
Aye,
remember you used to go in there and what was like a
Pound,
pound a pint or
pound for
something, wasn't
pint.
it?
Yeah,
we used to have
crazy.
discos that in them. So we did doing a bit, man.
I think in the northeast, because I think the northeast is famous for its working men's clubs. With all in the mining villages and all that. And
It's like that where I am. inertia.
Somewhere for them to go when they've been down the mines and all that. They go in, wouldn't they? Just imagine them. But there is still workmen's clubs. There's one down the road from me now, but it's dead posh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we used to go before we went to the nightclub, look, 'cause it was that cheap, and then we'd go in there till 11 and then end up in the nightclub then.
And they'd have like snooker tables in there, full size snooker tables, you know. And
Snooker table, pool tables, diddlers, everything.
Do you know, we had the unemployed club, so it was like the last chance, man. We all used to go there, man.
Unemployed club.
Chris, Howlerhead says, do you remember Pure from Edinburgh?
Pure? It was I've heard of it, aye. I've heard of it. I never went, no. That was more like a house, was it not, Howlerhead, if I'm right? The Pure Nights. I did go to in Edinburgh, obviously the Royal Highland Centre. You know what I mean? I went there regular, man. That was Resurrection. And that was Scotland's biggest. In fact, that's probably the biggest rave in Britain at one time. We were pulling in big crowds, man.
Oh, there's Brian Peace coming in with the glitter ball shout there. You won't see many glitter balls about now.
I used to have one in my room. The old glitter balls, but they're cool, man. All you need is a light and a glitter ball, man. You've got a disco going in your room, haven't you? Back in.
That's what I meant to ask you, Chris. Chris, I bet your next door neighbour's pleased that you don't do many raves now in your room, is he?
Aye. That's how I've got to. That's how you only see me doing it and again. I wish I could do it all the time for you all, man, when I'm on, but I can't. Know what I mean? I've got to have respect for my neighbours. Know what I mean? Because I live in a nice bit. Know what I mean? So I don't want to do that to my neighbours. But at the same time, I've got to practice, man. I've got to practice if I'm doing it. So I try and do it through the day. Know what I mean? If I can. But the new, man, I'm just having problems with my Mac, man. It keeps failing me, man. My hard drive, too many tunes on it, bro. Packing. But I'm going to get somebody to take the hard drive out of it and retrieve all the music.
Get it there.
I could probably do it
2-all, sorry, 2-all now.
2-all, is it?
Yeah.
It's a 2011 model. That's what it is, and it's starting to fail. See if I put an SSD in it, but because I've put my own RAM in it, I put it right up to 16 gig RAM. So see if I put my own SSD, it would work much more efficient and still be able to, you know what I mean, and put a backup hard drive along with the music, and that's what I've done wrong.
Here's a question for you as well, Chris. So all the big DJs, right, you know, they always have a pair of earphones hanging around the neck, headphones.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's just a habit that they pick one up, you know, put it in the ear for a second, you know, because surely how the hell can they hear anything with everything else going on?
Right.
It's a habit, isn't it?
You need monitors. Yeah, you need monitors. That's why we have these, look. See them? That's why you have these, the monitors, because you've got to, because there's a time delay. See, when you're playing in a live club, you'll always see that the DJ booth will have its own speakers that the DJ can hear straight there, because there's a wee bit of a delay. Mm-hmm. So the PA system, the front of house, they run the front of house. So then, when the DJ's got a set of monitors, it's much better. And see if the monitors aren't working right, that's when you hear bad DJing. You need the monitors working right. See, it's a lot of technical stuff behind it all. People think it's just, you can just jump on. It's not. You know what I mean?
There's a lot involved in there. There's a lot involved in all that.
It's all me down in the house, right? But see, man, you're out and hit there on a stage. I have done the O2 Arena. I done that at 2006, 2007 at New Year's Eve for my friend.
Wow.
And aye, man, that was quite an
There's
experience.
one place I'd like to go, is that Neverland.
Oh, that looks amazing.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
But I'm getting too old, man. See, my body's failing me, man, but I still want to go and still get large, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It does look amazing, that does it. I mean, the last couple of years they haven't had it because of the COVID, but
especially over there, it's like massive.
Completely
That's
different.
What we're missing out on.
The DJs there are unbelievable.
Chris, if you had £1,000, right, and you had to spend it on something to do with your decks or whatever, what would you spend it on now?
Oh, probably upgrade the hard drives on my SSD and that, defos, bro. Aye. It would be for my SSD drive and get that up and running again. So because see
That's
See the
crazy
controller
because
I'm
20 years ago, if I asked you that question 20 years ago, it would be totally different, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be anything to do with hard drives, would it?
Nah, they'd be hard drugs. Class A's, mate. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But now, man, I'm just trying to get my... But see, that's what I'm using now. This isn't... See, this machine here, I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it?
Yeah. Let's
This
put it
is...
on big. Let's have a look at it, Chris. I'll put it on big
See
screen.
when it
Show us
lights
what
up?
you've got.
I'll show you when it lights up, right? Right, this is a standalone controller. Now, the thing about this is it doesn't need a computer. All it needs is... You need a computer to put the music onto this, right? This is the way it is now. Rather than using records and humping about records and all that, so we use these now, right? So it's even jump for CDs.
That's the one,
And what we do is,
tomorrow's world.
aye. And see, this is a good unit for that reason, because I don't need a computer with it. It's standalone, so I don't need to humph a computer with me everywhere I go with this. The thing is, the one I've got in the room's it's got more features on it. It's got 8 pads on it now. This has got 4 pads.
Yeah.
See the 4? The one in the room I've got, right? It's got 8 pads at the bottom. It does a lot more. It's bigger platters. See these platters? These we call them platters, right? That's so we can manipulate the. See, do you know? Imagine a record, right? But it's been digitised and put through the software, and then you can, rather than doing it on a vinyl deck, right? That's a vinyl deck there. You do it through that and manipulate it, so you can speed it up, slow it down. And the thing is that you couldn't do with them is you can time stretch it. So you can time stretch it, and you can do all sorts of tricks and make it sound. I mean, these.
I can imagine you, Moon, being a DJ.
Can you? You reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the DJ voice,
DJ
man.
Moon.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when
He's
I
got the. Babs, he's got
talk
the
about
DJ voice.
DJs, well, if you say DJ to me, right, what comes to mind is like Jeremy Healy and
Old school.
you know, Boy George. You know, that's the scene that I was into.
Good DJ.
That was the scene that I was into. You know what I mean?
You can always up
dance.
your game, no Moon. You can always up it, can you?
Yeah, I suppose. It's still going on.
I got to jump off anyway. I'll catch you all later.
Yeah, latest.
All right, nice one.
Cheers, bro. Cheers, mate.
I don't want to bore you, man, with all the technical stuff about DJing.
No, I'm interested. It's just like you see all them buttons and all them knobs on there. Do you know what all of them do? Do you need all of them? That's what gets me.
Learning. I do know what most of them do, right? But to be fair, I'm still learning, because what I'm doing wrong, right, is my preparation. See, I shouldn't be losing nearly 750,000 tunes. I should be that professional. When I was transferring the tunes, I should have been professional about it, but I wasn't. I was being lazy. See, but it's a graft, mate. It's a graft. Preparing your tunes now is the thing. It's preparing your records beforehand, analysing them right, putting it through the system right, so then it makes it easier for when you're doing it live. But do you know the thing is, they have sync buttons on them, right, Mr. Moon, and see if you hit them. Empty can do it. I could bring you up to my flat, right, and say, go on the decks, hit the sync buttons, and you could have fun with the crossfader and make it look as if you're DJing. Do you know what I mean? And
So
I don't like that.
when you go to do a set, have you got that set already planned out, or do you just play it off cuff like?
Recently, I'll be honest with you, the sets I've done online, I've only prepared 2. I prepared 2. I prepared one of the GABA ones, and I prepared one of the hardstyle one, one of the trance ones. That was it. The other ones I just bought them on, because
Do you think
I've known the
DJs
records.
have it all? Do the big DJs though, when they do the sets, are they all worked out? Are they?
Preparation, mate. I mean, you can do it for your phone now. You can actually set it up through their cloud, through the Pioneer cloud and all that. Pioneers took right over the market, mate. They've transformed the DJ scene. But then Denning's coming up now. See, Denning, I don't know if you've heard of the company Denning. They used to make
yeah, they make good like stereos and that, don't they? I remember back in the day. They've been about a while.
Really good quality equipment, and they've come out with like, some really nice stuff recently, and I'm actually getting tempted to go the Denning way, but Pioneer just does what it says in the tin, really. Know what I mean with the Pioneer? You know, it's industry standard. Know what I mean these days? It's industry standard, and if you know how to use, they set up these controllers right to learn you. So then, if I do go out playing outside, that it's easier for me to use the CDJs, the real CDJs that are like the CDJ 2000, 3000s. That's the big ones. That's the ones that cost the big bucks, mate. You're talking about like
Yeah.
for just one, bro, right? Is like 3-4 grand. You know what I mean? The mixer can get right up to like it depends what you want to look for and what kind of mixer you got. 6 grand for the mixer, and then you're paying for another one, and then sometimes you want other like add-ons. You know what I mean? Like wee sample machines, and you know what I mean, you can add to it. You know what I mean? You can add to it, and it adds a lot of money, mate. It's an expensive hobby, but I love it. You know what I mean? I do love it. I've always loved it, but it's too dear, man. It's too expensive. Like, I see the money I spend on it, man. I'm like, you know what I mean? I could have a motor, man. I could be out there with a nice car, but I'd rather buy my decks. That's my car.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. It's mad, isn't it? Like how people spend money in different ways and quite happily. You know what I mean? It's a passion. It's when you're passionate about something. When you're passionate about something, it's you know, it's so totally different, isn't it? You know what I mean? You'd spend your last penny on it.
Aye. And that's the way I was for years. So like the records and because I've still got about 900 records that I kept, vinyls that I'll never part with. I've had since I was a young boy. I've collected, you know what I mean? DJs have given me them for events and stuff. Some of them are worth like even now. See when I go on, man, I'm like, wow. They fuck like some of my records are like worth 100, 200 quid. Some of them, just one record.
Isn't it crazy though, Chris? How say you might never play that record again, but you would never part with it, even though you know it's worth loads of money. You just wouldn't, would you?
No, man. But the thing is, if I pass, I want to give it to somebody, so I'd probably leave it to my cousin who's a DJ. He's a good DJ, so he's successful. In fact, but he does a different sort of style for me. Do you know what I mean? I've always been harder into the harder stuff. My cousin, aye.
So apart from music, Chris, and I'm asking you all these questions, right, because you've never been on before, right? And you're a great guest anyway, you know what I mean? But
Thanks for having me.
Have you had any other passions?
Aye. I've always like golf.
Really?
Believe it or not, aye. I played golf. I love golf, bro. When I was younger, it was like cycling. I love cycling, mate. I've always liked cycling. Big fan of that. Just the outdoors, man. I know. I just like, you know what I mean? I have, but it's just
cycling's a funny one. Cycling's a funny one because cycling went mental when after the Olympics, the 2012 Olympics, didn't it? When we won everything, didn't we, in the velodrome and that? And
do you know,
everyone started buying racing bikes and whatever.
I'll tell you, Mr. Moon, I was never fitter. See, when I used my bike every day, I used to do about maybe 6-7 miles every single day. See, when I use my bike, I feel $100, mate. See, when I stop, that's what I see. Any young people listening to this, don't stop. Just keep going, because see, if you stop, you get sluggish and it's hard to start. You start seizing up and all that. You know what I mean? Just keep going, man. That's all you can do. Because in it, but what age are you, Mr. Moon? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm 50 next week, mate.
Aye, but you're fit. I can see you still keep your. I see the weight with me. You know what I mean? It's cause work, man. See, when I eat, man, I eat, mate. You know what I mean? When I drink, I drink. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what, right?
I've got a phone call, brother. Sorry, I need to take this.
Yeah, no worries, Chris.
I'll jump back on, man. Sorry about that.
No worries, man. No worries.
Right, bro.
Big up everyone. I know it's sort of turned into the Masters show there, but he's never been on before, and I've been on panels with Chris, and I was on the panel the first day he came on, and on Daryl's, and it was Kearney? Was it Kearney, wasn't it? Who used to be he sort of introduced him. He was sort of his minder, wasn't he? They came on together as a pair, and I'm sure it was Kearney. Correct me if I'm wrong, like, but I've never actually had a chance to talk to Chris, so. But you say the panel's there. I'll put the link out again. Anyone can jump on and talk about anything. Sorry if I've missed anyone in the chat. Lay Cake, how are you doing, my mate? Layer Cake's another legend there. Anyone who didn't see it, there is a great live out there, right, on my channel. I can't remember which one it is, but me and Leah were talking for, I think it was about 2 hours, wasn't it, mate? Just me and him. The only thing was the sound quality when I watched it back, there was a little, it wasn't great. But Layer Cake's an example. He goes on every channel and he just pops in and he can talk about anything, Layer Cake, you know what I mean? Always welcome in here, man. Clona Keelty. Big up, Clona. That sounds like another. Is Keelty, is that an Irish name? I'm thinking of. I do know another Keelty. It's that fella off the TV. I think he got married to. He was a comedian at first. Didn't he get married to? Oh, I'm racking my brains now. Like, you might have to help us out. Got married to some girl who used to be on Ant and Deck show. Quite a good looking lass. She went to live in America and she was big in America. Anyone help us out with that one? Nobody, sure, mate. Good to see you in the chat though, brother. Yeah, give Sparky's, he hasn't, a lot of people are doing these backup channels now, aren't they? Yeah, big up, mate. Yeah, a lot of these are doing the backup channels now. They're just worried sick, aren't they? Like I say, from what I can gather, I've heard of a few people that the cesspit strike was something to do with Andrew Tate. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Yeah, that's him. That's him, Vander. Patrick Keelty. But who was the girl who we married? Could anyone Google that for me? She was well known. She's English. Cat Deely. Well done, Slim. Cat Deely. Yeah, I'm sure he got married to Cat Deely. She went off. She went off for her life in America, I think, and was big on a couple of big shows over there. Right, I think I'm going to go to the top button fasten for a bit now. See how that works. See, you instantly. It's like you instantly turn into like a mod, don't you? You want to, like, you've just walked off the set of Quadrophenia. That was a good film, wasn't it? Quadrophenia. I tell you what, I have just watched, and it was Daryl who got me onto it. Tulsa King. Sylvester Stallone's new series. I've only got 2 episodes left to watch, but I don't know if it's makeup and they've put something in Sylvester Stallone's cheeks, but man's looking old now, like. Big up, Bad Boy. Nice to see you in here there. Bad Boy, you from the northeast as well. I know we met on the Nutter channel. I just assume everyone who goes on Nutter's channel is from the northeast. Anyone who isn't sub to the Nutter, by the way, if you like a chilled out live on a morning, great for if you're on your way to work. Mr. Nutter there, usually 6:15 every morning, midweek. Talks about anything. Man's a natural. I'm trying to get him to 1,000 subs, by the way. You know what? This is how crazy it is, right? How crazy it sounds is when I'm trying to get people like the Nutter. I'm helping him to get to 1,000. Like, it just sounds crazy. the fact that like I'm on over 1,000 now, and I'm in a position where I'm helping people get to 1,000. It's crazy behaviour. Yes, Charlie. Charlie's another golfer. Hope you're well, mate. Won't be much golf. Bad day for golf today. Sunday was always competition day, and you know, back in the day, if you like going out on a Saturday night and you turn up at 7:30 on the first tee with the shakes. That's the one, Slim. I don't know what he's on now. There's a few of the channels nearly at 1,000 now. I think Flavors is getting there as well, isn't he? I think Flavors is in the 900s. Thought I could smell fish again there. How's your shorts going, Aldi? Man, a terrible mate at the minute. Big up Fine Irish. I seen you there, mate, when seen you pop in there, brother. And I know you're listening, bro, which means the world. I know you always give us a shout out on your channels as well, mate. I appreciate that. And I do watch your lives as well. You've started doing a few now, haven't you? Started doing a few lives. You always get good numbers in there, decent people in there, mate. Chat's flying today, like I'm struggling to keep up here. Yeah, what we are going to do as well, you know, an idea that I had. I'll put this light on because I've got the. It's a bit too light, isn't it? Does anyone right who buys a paper? Does anyone do a crossword? So I used to love crosswords, mate. I could sit for hours. Sounds a bit. What's the word? You know what? I don't like that. Sounds a bit like something that your nana or your granddad do, doesn't it? But let's have a look if there's a crossword. Anyone who's just joined us, right? I bought the Sunday People today, yeah? And I mentioned right at the start, £2.20 for a Sunday paper. So let me tell you that when this live finishes, I will be reading every single word, and now I'm getting my £2.20's worth. The crossword is getting done. The news are going to help me with this crossword as well. Stick this link out there. I know Big G has told me before that he likes crosswords. He also does crochet as well. Crochet, and he's quite good at knitting as well, aren't you, Big G? You told me once you made a lovely pair of V-neck socks. £2.20 a paper, mate. Crazy, isn't it? I don't know how much a daily paper is, but I'm guessing you won't get any change out of £1. See, half of this is football as well. I'll tell you what I did used to like. Did anyone used to do the or do they still do the what do you call it, Dream Team? I won't mention the paper because I think we have a few Scousers in here, and there's one now. Best groom man on YouTube, guys, Distat, who's now changed his name to Distat the ringmaster and has a Bob Marley avatar. Nice. Must be some subliminal message somewhere in there, guys. Does anyone else like that word, subliminal? Never heard of it since before YouTube. Yeah, so just get back the crossword thing, right? So by the end of this live, I want to finish that crossword, right? I'll randomly give you the clues. And you put in the chat the answer. I'll see if I can finish it. Because I'll tell you this, right? My claim to fame is I once finished the Times crossword in 5 minutes. The radio times, there is. Yes, Benji, lad. Big up, Benji. Hope you're alright there, mate. Big love. The man's back. Welcome back.
Sorry,
Right,
mate. Somebody tried to call me there. Do you know what I was like? Do you know what I was about to jump on? Subliminal messages. That's crazy. That stuff. Do you know that? Do you know? See, when you actually slow it down, mate, and it's everywhere. You don't realise.
What, the subliminal stuff?
Yeah, bro. That's mad, man. I was watching this thing, right, and it was telling us about subliminal messages, how like the Hollywood and all these different big places like Netflix and all that, and they use subliminal messages in their documentaries, things like that, to condition. I know it sounds crazy, I don't want to go down that route, right? But it's a rabbit hole and a half in it. But it's just that I believe it, man, because I've seen it. There was one slowed down that said rats, and it was when Bush was talking, President Bush, back when the Twin Towers went down. That I seen that, and it came up rats.
So in your eyes, what's your definition of subliminal, Chris?
I think it's there. I think subliminal. I think symbolism is the biggest thing in our lives, and we don't realise it. A symbol can say a million, thousand words when you think about it. So symbols and your logos and that. Do you not notice? You could see somebody's logo right on this, right? And you look at the logo, you look at the way they chat, and then when you actually see them, you're like, I didn't expect that guy to be like that.
Bring you on, Gav.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I thought he was. All right, Gav, how we doing, mate?
When I wake up in the morning wanting some breakfast, oh, what? It's 20 past 4, man.
He's up in the kitchen, what am I going to do?
Right, what was the conversation, boys? What were we on about here?
Subliminal messages, man. What do you think, man? Do you think they're there?
What, on here or in general?
In general, like in pop. Was that what you're saying, Mr. Moon? Like in popular culture?
Yeah, just in general, like, you know.
Like in music and that, fly me, things like that.
Music as well. Yep.
Just in general, I've never heard of the word. I've never heard the word used so much as since I came on YouTube, you know.
I think there could be a bit of that, but then we creatures of habit and like looking for these signs and.
Good point.
Bit of both. I think there is people.
We're always looking for an answer, aren't we?
Yeah.
And sometimes some things are just as what they are, innit? And we're all looking for the opposite. Because I'm terrible for that. I always try and think out the box, thinking I'm being this big intelligent guy, but really I'm just being a thick fucker. Do you know what I mean? And I'm thinking,
you know what? That's a sign of masters, right? I think people underestimate you, right? You're looking for answers is a sign of intelligence, believe it or not, because you're asking questions. Question more, as they say.
Do you know, I always got into trouble for it at school. I was always asking too many questions. You know what I mean? I'd be like, what? That's not what you talk. You know what I mean? I'd always question him, and it doesn't get me. It doesn't do me any favours, man. You know what I mean?
It's mad because you should want to learn, and people should want to teach. So I don't see the problem with that.
Yeah. But the subliminal thing, I think this is a thing that they use, Gav, because I seen this thing, right, and it was explaining Hollywood and like Netflix and all that, they actually put out messages for it, and you don't realise. You see, if you actually slowed it down to like a miller, I'm talking about you need machines like heavy technology to do this. Slow it right down. You can actually. They found messages like rats. It came up once when it was when they were talking about the Twin Towers coming down in America, and for some reason it came up rats. They don't understand why, right? But it said rats, and that's been proven. They put that out on their news channels, rats, and it would subliminally be coming through.
I'll tell you one place where this happens, and I'm certain on this, adverts.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, adverts. Well, adverts are there, aren't they? They've got to get as much in as they can in 30 seconds or whatever, adverts. So the experts know what they're doing, don't they, with adverts? Brilliant.
Yeah, they're selling us consumerism. And basically, right, I do think it's the money men and governments that are behind adverts because it distracts us. And this has been going on for 50 years, maybe. Distracts us from what they're really up to.
Aye,
Yeah.
well, it's a 1988, what do you call it? There's a saying, right? In 1988 they made a plan for us all, world order. And there's a place in America where this don't get put up, and it's meant to say like what's going to happen in the next 40 years, 50 years. But you just don't believe in it. I don't know if you can believe in all that, but man, it looks as if they
I
are.
believe in some of that, Masters, because look at Thatcher and Reagan, right? They brought in loads of they got rid of loads of legislation and with the banks and big business and that. And look how rich they've got since then.
The central banks are crooks, mate. There's no two ways about it. They're crooks, mate. If me and you print money, we're getting done, bro. They're printing money, bro. There's nothing to back it up, mate. Everyone's in debt to the dollar, mate. That's why there's wars.
See that £10 note or that £20 note in your pocket. 10 years time, that's going to be worth what it is, paper.
I know. Aye, money. There's nothing to back the money up that they're printing.
I think they came
really,
off the gold standard in the 70s, was it, boys? In the 70s, did they take it off the gold standard? Because gold used to back up money, didn't it?
Yeah.
And it doesn't. The Federal Reserve don't have a fucking penny in there. They tick that out. They tick that out all over the world.
Aye, it's all tick. It's all tick, man. They turn a pound note.
So is it still a good idea to buy gold? Is it still a good idea?
I would say so, fly me, right? But see, the government and all the money men, they suppress the price of gold. The gold price should be 10 times what it is.
I know.
So it's a good thing to hold on to. It's a good thing to hold on to because it's only going to go one way in the long run.
And silver.
Silver and all. Precious metals. Rare earth metals. All the stuff that goes in computers and fucking phones and cars and your microwave these days. You know what I mean?
Let's get this one right. Here's another one for you, right? Diamonds, right? Diamonds, yeah? So there's a company called De Beers, isn't there? Or is it De Beers? And do they control?
But on you go.
Do they control the diamond market? Like, is it supply and demand? Like, because obviously
the diamond market's a murky place, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know a lot about it, but I've seen a few documentaries where, like, that company have got the diamonds, but they only put so many in circulation, you know, so there's always a demand.
Well, that happens with gold as well, by me. It's that they're holding on to it to suppress the price.
Do you know that, lads?
But then again, if it's rare, it should go the other way. Aye, they're doing that for the opposite reason. They put it up the way. Sorry. But like the governments and the money men suppress the gold price by sneaky ways, like 101 ways they do that,
But am I right in thinking that there's a lot more gold than diamonds in the world, or am I wrong there?
No, there's more gold, isn't there?
Because
I'm not sure. Diamonds are made right in the middle of stars, so I'd imagine there's more gold.
But diamonds, do you know that? You can manufacture diamonds.
Because we're getting fucking clever these days, but it's no proper diamond, is it?
It's no proper diamonds, no. there is a change. There's something they can tell, but it's really hard to tell. I mean, they're still selling at massive prices, but it's a fraction of the price of what they really are worth. Not in real diamonds, I mean.
So
That's
I mean,
crazy.
what gets me is these are natural, and they're like the natural things. There's still gold mines, isn't there, in the world? You know, where and gold people who pan for gold and stuff, don't they? But the thing about
people
diamonds,
pan for gold in
It's a big
Scotland.
business, isn't it?
the thing about diamonds
People
is
pan for gold in Scotland, man.
the diamond is all about how it's cut and polished up, isn't it?
Do you know what I think? Do you know what I'm
Aye,
not saying that,
aye,
right?
there's a skill
I
in it.
think
There's a
Britain
skill in it, definitely.
Definitely. Do you know what I think, lads? But see, Britain, I think we have the best resources in the world. And you know, we are so lucky where we are in the world geography and everything that we'll never really see the way our government's treating us now. Our streets should be paved with gold, mate. Especially after a pandemic, they should be helping us. Heating bills,
But masters, me and you ken better than most folk in Britain. Especially you're on the west coast. Look where they keep the nuclear weapons, man. It's not good enough to keep it down beside them at number 10. Do you know what I mean? We'll put it in the Clyde.
Yeah,
how much we spend on that every year? Do you know what I mean? It's crazy, man. When you think about it.
I want the United Kingdom to stay together the other day, right? But I want it for the right reasons. I want everybody to be. You know what I mean? It just seems as if Westminster they're just filling their pockets in there, man. This government, man, they've had their chance. Even Labour get a chance, should get a chance, or somebody else. They've had their chance. They've failed. They keep saying we've got to pull a belt in, but it's the disabled and the working class who get affected. You know what I mean? I don't understand it. How's it know that the rich don't get kids?
Fly me. See what Masters is saying there, right? We didn't hate all yous, man. We love all yous, yeah. Yous are our neighbours, yous are our friends, our cousins, our brothers, sisters. It's the power we didn't like, eh? In Scotland, we hate the power down there, eh? And it's strong up here, strong.
Yeah. I'll never get into that. I'll never. Yeah. I mean, it's a stigma, isn't it, that the Scottish hate the English and vice versa. But I'll never understand it, to be honest. I don't hate Scottish at all.
The only time we hate you is when you're playing at football or rugby or that. That's it.
No, we're not stupid.
Like I couldn't watch a game of football with Masters because he's Celtic and I'm Rangers, but we get on.
Aye.
We couldn't watch a game together, Masters. No danger.
We shouting odds at each other through the game, but see after it, Mr. Moon, we cuddling each other and having a laugh going up the road. You know what I mean? That's smart. It's honestly, I see in Scotland, it's crazy.
That's the way it is. It's the way it is.
Right. Let's finish this little bit off with what about oil? How does the oil market work? Just briefly, because the oil controls everything, doesn't it? Really, like the price of petrol and that, and why it keeps going up and down. I'll never ever know. Really.
Right? Can I come in that for a longer distance point of view? Right? A lot of English people, and I'm sorry for saying that, right? Like people that point the finger at Scotland and say we get £35 billion sent to us a year. Look at all the oil that's been sent into Westminster in the last 40, 50 years. It's like, I'm not meaning English people, I didn't mean it like that, but some people do say that. Some people do say that, and it frustrates me, because it's like...
Look, the money they're putting into us as well. But at the same time,
it goes 50-50, it's a partnership. Yeah. I would go along with it if it was...
If it was right, if it was fair.
If it was right, yeah. Because I love folk from Newcastle, Manchester, Liverpool.
Same. It's not about
Cardiff, Birmingham, Belfast, Dublin even.
Brilliant. Different characters, British Isles, we're all the same really. We're all the fighting bastards with the Islanders. Sorry to swear.
We are. We've been fighting for thousands of years. You can't get rid of that.
Exactly. It's in our genes, isn't it?
So Aldi's threw one in there. Whiskey, because you Scottish are good at making whiskey, aren't you?
So's Irish.
And then they shut it down in Ayrshire. One of the biggest ones. That was stunning to see that. Remember they shut the big one in Ayrshire down? The biggest distillery for the whiskey.
So,
see the
what's the secret with a whiskey? What's the secret with a whiskey? What makes a whiskey a good whiskey?
Masters, I think me and you'll say the same thing here.
I
What
would
would you
say
say?
it's how long it's lasted. It's the
I was going to say the
what makes a
water.
good whiskey
I
is
was going to say the water.
Right.
see. I would say how long it's been, how long it's fermented, and the way it's
Aye,
tapped on it. The way they do it.
aye. There's a skill
There's a
to
lot
it,
to it.
definitely, but the water up here's the best.
Aye, that's it. I know. Aye, we just have the right conditions for making whiskey. I think because
Yeah,
whiskey has a
like
hard
Ireland,
right to make.
like
Aye,
Ireland or Northern
like
Ireland, whatever way you want it. It doesn't bother me what way people say it. It's up
I
to
mean, that's
them
why you get. That's why
personally.
it's loved all over the world. And it's Scotch. It's loved in America. It's loved in Canada. Everywhere. It's loved in Australia. Everywhere, man. In the Middle East.
So's
Far
Irish
East.
whiskey, man. I don't know if it's on
Huh?
a level with Scotch whiskey, but it can't be far off.
No, it can't be, mate. Scotch whiskey's better, bro. You've got to.
I'm going to shout Scotch whiskey all day long, but you know what I mean.
Well, see, to be honest, I'm not a whiskey drinker, even though I've got a whiskey nose, but I don't drink whiskey.
I don't drink any these days, but I've been known to have a couple of drams at New Year and stuff.
Wine's another one as well. Wine can go for crazy prices as well, can't it? You know, like when they say it's a vintage year, what does that mean? Is that
Fermented.
because of the grapes that it was made with? It was just a good year for how they were grown and everything. Is that what makes a vintage wine?
I reckon conditions again, like Master said with the whiskey. If the weather's right that year,
Mediterranean places,
the grapes are going to be the grapes are going to be right if the weather's right, innit?
Chile makes a good wine. Australia makes good wines.
Argentina.
It's the conditions of the
Spain,
country.
France, Italy.
That's why we can't knock each other's countries, because we all have something special about ourselves, and we should all be sharing that with each other, innit?
There's a few people agreeing with you, Gabby. There's a few people agreeing with you that it's the water, like saying it's the water that makes a good whiskey, like.
Fighting Irish in the chat will say it's that the Irish whiskey's better, like, but that's the way it goes with us, but the water's got to be something to do with it, because our water's is hey, Masters, what's a glass of water like in the morning, eh?
Business, bro. Even though, see when you go down south, as you do, there is a difference, isn't there? There is, man.
Yeah.
In fact, when you actually saying that, I've been like, that tastes like fucking. I'm like, what's that, man? You know what I mean? I think it's just because we stay.
If you're my age, guys, right? If you're my age, right? I can remember the days when there was no bottled water. I can remember when Perrier brought bottled water out. I mean, water just come out of your tap. But now look at it. Now look at the money that's made off bottled water and that now is.
I know.
It's not. See what Fighting Irish is saying in the chat. That's hilarious. It depends on the state of the feet. That makes the price of the wine. When they're crushing the wine with their feet, man.
Aye, toenails in it.
pure quality feet in that, right? That's a £5 bottle.
Do you know the mad thing? I don't understand why all the youngies drink that Buckfast, because that's a. They're drinking in Scotland. It's a heavy English.
I heard something crazy about that Buckfast the other day. That how much sugar's in it? Like more than 10 cans of Red Bull or something in one bottle, or something like
caffeine.
that.
Caffeine.
Caffeine. Yeah.
Amazing, mate.
So is that why it has that effect on people, where it sends them nuts then?
Well, we in Scotland, we're brought up with it. We're actually brought up with it. I think they drink it in Ireland a bit as well, but us Scots are mad for it.
Do you like it? I don't like it, guys.
Masters, I used to love it, bro. See, when I was 14, 15, up there, I was about 25, drinking it every day. You know what I mean?
Mate, do you know what? You never sleep on it, and oh man, see when you go to the can in the morning, oh my god, it's black. Honestly, it just runs through, you know. Especially when you get a few bottles of it, man. Oh, what? Wild. You end up.
To be honest, when you're not making it very appealing, Masters.
We had a bottle. Me and Louise had a bottle a couple of weeks ago. I quite like it, mate. I
What
quite
do you
like
make it?
it.
Do you like it? Aye.
Yeah, hey, your missus is funny, by the way. You want to see what she just said in the
Aye.
chat there, man?
Did you enjoy a wee bit of wacky?
That's why Louise went and bought it, but it didn't work.
Well done. No way. Mrs. Ben. Yes, big up, man.
The thing what you didn't realise
you
is
know why? You know
it's
why, Flangy?
impossible
Because
to go any faster, you know what I mean?
yeah, she never taken into account the alcohol content.
Mate.
Gav,
Just
You
made
gotta
you shit
allow it.
faster. It just made you shit faster in the morning, innit?
Vander's Gav B was a 90s casual.
Yes.
That was the era. That was the era. The 90s was what, man?
I know.
90s were amazing.
Wasn't it?
Just all the subcultures. It was like
I know.
I was
We had
involved in a
train
few of them.
spotting
I was
came out
involved in
of
a few.
man.
Yeah.
Remember the train spotting book came out and everybody went mental for it, man. The music and all that, Born Slippy, the tune, everything. Oh, what?
I loved all that. The football scene, the Raven, the Clays. I loved all that. I still wear all the Clays. On my way with it, I spend too much money on Clays.
I know. It's a waste of money, innit? And we're all done now. And see, when I wear them, I don't suit them the way I did when I was younger. And I'm wearing trackies. You know what I mean? Wearing trackies.
I didn't wear trackies, but you know what I mean? Like Weekend Offender and Stone Island and the Adidas, the Adidas multicoloured trainers, and you came what I mean?
See, I'm not for that. But man, I used to be much worse. Oh.
Big G there in the 90s. The 90s was the best ever. So we could all relate to the 90s, can't we? Like, but it was though, wasn't it? Everyone seemed to have money in the 90s, didn't they?
Aye, that's the thing, by the way. That's the thing right there. But you could walk out of one job into another.
Boom time.
Aye.
See, when I left school, I was working for the first 10 years easily. And where I stay in Fife, they were bringing in loads of like cannon factories, for instance, things like that, like computers, and there was just jobs galore. And that replaced all the coal mining about here. But then that went to China 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago. 15 years ago anyway, and nothing new, man. Fife's just been left behind again.
I know, Fife is a prosperous place, man, and now you just see it's downtrodden like the whole west of Scotland, isn't it? It's like
deprivation, bro. It's like Ayrshire, same as Ayrshire. Where you're from Ayrshire, aren't you?
Ayrshire is beautiful, I know. When I was younger, I'm seeing it.
Yeah,
it's just run down it.
But see, Ayrshire and Fife, we're at the opposite sides of the country, but so similar because of that coal mining. The heart's been torn out of our regions. The heart's been torn out of them.
And they're beautiful places, they really are.
Beautiful people, beautiful places. Sad. Sad.
You know, I'm blessed where I live, I am blessed. Because I could be still in Glasgow and staying in Govan Hill. Thank the Lord, I live where I live, honestly.
What does run about in the nip mean? What does that mean? I didn't get that joke.
Is the nip mean the with no clothes on, yeah, naked type of thing? Is that what that
means? A bit skinny dipping.
Right, lads, what we're going to do now, right, while you two are here, right, we're going to start this crossword thing, right? So just for a couple of minutes, if you two or me don't know the answer, right, then you have to put it in the chat, right? One across. Sorry, 7 across. Scheme, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 letters. Scheme, as in SCHEME.
Didn't say it, Masters, because it's for the chat, innit?
What about one down? Imp, 3 letters. Sorry, I've got that wrong. Imp is the answer. It was Little Devil, and that's Imp, isn't it? Is that right?
Yeah.
3 letters, Imp, yeah. Well, Scheme is 10 letters, and the second letter is M.
Crossword, man. Oh, man.
What are you saying, boy? What are you saying? My wee
No one
boy
else,
is in a
guys?
mad minute, man.
Does anyone remember these from the 80s?
Oh, aye.
Yeah.
Your Rubik's Cube.
Buck naked with
Right.
belly boots.
Give us a colour. Give us a colour. Masters, give us a colour. Give us a colour.
Right, let's see. Yellow.
Yellow.
Ooh.
That's my favourite colour.
Just talk amongst yourselves, yeah?
Because I'm
Yellow's your
yellow and
favourite
I'm
colour? I
Yellow's
thought
my
you were going to say.
favourite
I thought you were going to say green, Masters, man.
No, mate. No, yellow's my favourite colour.
That's mad.
Yeah, did you ever have one of these?
Oh,
I
what?
think,
Don't tell me you
everyone
can
had
do this.
Rubik's Cube, didn't they?
Aye, but I'm shite at them, bro. If you
Can you
do
do it,
this.
Master? Can you do it? Fly me, aye.
You know what I like? I used to be able to do it, right? But I could do like
What is
do a
getting it?
couple, do a couple of sides.
It's not far
like,
off.
straight
It's not
away.
far off, like.
I know. You see you're quick with it, bro.
You're not
Oh,
far away. You're not far away, fly me, like.
well
Oh,
done, bro.
lad, no.
Aye, cause you're an 8. Wait, you're an 80s. Brilliant, man. On you go, mate. That's quality, man.
But if you seen the last shot I put up on my channel, right, it was a guy who could do it one-handed, right? The whole thing one-handed in 7 seconds.
I've seen that. That was pretty cool. That video you put up. I like that. I like stuff like that.
Yeah,
How the hell
see the
can
magic
you do that with one hand?
and stuff.
I'm sure I commented. Did I comment on that? I think I did.
You know, nobody does that
Oh,
online.
but
See
yeah, I
the
think you
magic
did, mate. Yeah, like fighting
I
Irish
pull the
saying he
stickers
pull
off
the stickers
and
off.
put them back. Smarties, well, that's what I used to do. No way, mate. Nice.
Yeah. You never thought about that.
I know you just take your stickers off, Gav, and stick them. And then go, lad, aye, right, no bother,
I'm
pal.
too stubborn for it. I'm too stubborn for that. I'll get this shit.
I know.
Shit. 5 years later, and I just chuck it in the bin.
Here's a question for you then. Here's a question for you, right? This is for everyone, right? Chris, what have you got a party piece?
My party piece. I didn't have a wee bit of MCing, but a bit of daft MCing. That's my party piece, bro.
So yeah, I'll let you off with that. What about you, Gav?
Yeah,
mine's will be a wee bit boring. Some keep you uppies or something.
Keep you uppies. How many
That's
keep you
another one
uppies
of mine,
you
by
do,
the way.
like?
An 11 room. Probably do 100 in 11 room.
Yeah?
Aye,
what, with a balloon? With a balloon?
Aye, with a balloon.
Yeah. You'd be surprised that maybe they keep you up, so I can do it.
I don't know these days. I don't really do them, but I used to be able to do over 1,000, no problem. When I was younger,
Yeah. See, my good friend I was talking to today, he could have, I mean, played for West Ham, man, my pal. I was on the phone with him today, man. And see him, man, at football back in the day, man. Oh my God. See some of the boys that went to my school. I bet there was 3,000 pupils at my school. It was one of the biggest schools in Europe, I bet. And there was some amazing football players at my school, man.
Well, that's
Honestly.
more than double the size of the high school I went to. I think there was only 1,300 or 1,400 at my school.
So try growing up there, right? And then you come on YouTube, right? And you know what I mean? And then I'm like, this is like being back to school. Usually all just, oh wow, one lad writing about it, innit? 3,000, mate. 3,000.
I get that. I get exactly what you're saying there. It's all banter, innit? It's all banter.
It's like back at school. Aye, so you just got to be trying to be quick-witted and try and be quick-witted, and you know what I mean, without offending them too much and making them go mental.
Getting the feathers out and that,
The pigeon
You know
shit's
what?
going like that.
You know what, guys, right? I'm just going to, because there's a few people sticking that answers in here, right? And forgive me, right? Because my eyesight's not what it used to be. Now, scheme wasn't 10 letters, right? What was 10 letters, and the second letter is M, is completely clean.
Oh,
see,
wow.
I'm rubbish at spelling and all that.
Completely clean, 10 letters, second letter M.
This starts saying
My
he can
eyesight's not what it used. My eyesight is terrible, by the way.
This starts saying he can levitate.
I've never been able to see crosswords. They just puggle my brain. See, when I see letters, they just all go jumbled maybe because I'm dyslexic, but Know what I mean?
I'm dyslexic as well, Masters. I'm dyslexic as well. I've
No, I mean, a
never
lot of people think you're
been.
stupid because you're dyslexic, but you're not. It doesn't mean to say you are. It's just
I've
because
never.
we say
I've
them
never been. What's that word? I've never been. What's that
academic.
word when somebody tells you you've got something? No prescribed. There's no that word.
Gifted.
Diagnosed.
Aye, I've never been diagnosed. But my wee brother's dyslexic. My daughter's dyslexic, and I've got it, but no as
Aye, I've got it,
strong
but
as
no.
they've got it. Yeah.
I've got to go. See, every time I put a sentence, I've got to go back here and try and fix it the best way I can.
You know
I'm
how I
terrible at
get
spelling.
stuck, Masters? I get stuck. See when there's words that are
Big
long
up, Bazza, lad.
and there's
This
vowels.
guy, I work with this guy, by the way. Big up,
Good,
Bazza.
man. Good.
Big up.
And when
up,
you get vowels together, beautiful's one. I always get stuck with beautiful and.
See, aye. So do I, in fact. I'm same.
I'm as bright as a button, but see when it comes to spelling, I'm shocking.
There's too many nice birds, man. I was dogging it.
Fuck's sake.
That's how I'm sick of. I'm sick of women. Had too many when I was younger, man.
Masters, you're a stud, bro.
I was a damn man in my day. Aye, but no new, man. Fuck's sake. Know what I mean?
2 seconds, guys. Keep it going. I'll just get a drink. Keep it going.
Aye, man.
You've got some. You've got a good crowd in the chat there, Fly Me. A good crowd.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I got a good mixture as well. You're like, a good crowd, man.
Just know that,
So,
man.
Gav, where did you spend your night last night, Gav? Were you on any panels or anything?
I was in Fighting Irishes for a wee while. I went in the shufflings, but it was a bit too tense, man. Shuffling speaks to me, but loads of them in the chat just giving me grief, man.
I love shuffling. I like shuffling, a cracking guy.
So they are. I like shuffling and all, man. It's just, it's a shame. It's a shame the way it's went, but anyway, better not speak about that because it just causes tension in the building, It's crazy though. It's crazy. It's nuts, man.
Do you know we've got to have that bit of respect for each other? Where if I speak to that person or you speak to that person, I can't fault you because you speak to that person. Just don't carry any more.
How can I be responsible?
That's all right. Know what I mean?
Yeah. How can I be responsible for the person you're speaking to?
I know.
What the fuck? It doesn't make sense.
But they're putting a fucking comment on YouTube, man. Come on. Sorry for swearing there, but you know what I mean?
Right. What about 10 down, crave, 6 letters?
Yeah. I've got that.
Oh, Zeus, big up Zeus. Jim's in the chat, guys. Big up Jim.
Oh, Zeus? Yeah, Zeus.
I've never came across his channel yet. I'll hate to nip into the chat at some point.
He loves his music.
Somebody will put his link in there. He has said that Jim is going to start doing his morning reviews
wait
again.
A minute, boys. Wait a minute, boys. It was Mark Belfast. Mark Belfast that was in last night. The Fighting Irish was right. The night before I was in Fighting Irishes. I get mixed up with man, honestly. That was a good live last night. You were there too, Masters, you know.
Ah, it was good. That was Gav. Good
live, man.
Normal banter, chilling.
You had some decent. I think Big G, I think's got it there. I think it is Desire. I was just about to tell you it begins with a D.
Oh,
I thought Hungry.
Well, it begins with D because
Hunger. That's what I thought. But it's Desire, maybe. Look, somebody else has got Hunger. That's what I thought.
No, it definitely begins with a D. Desire. I'm gonna say Desire. So I think
get the answers. Desire, Aspire first.
I think Big G. I think Big G buys all them. He buys all the women's magazines, you know, to do all the crosswords because he was actually asking me for the next crossword clue there. So he's banging to it.
Oh, the women magazines are murder. See when you're waiting in a dentist, man, and that sort of sitting about, and you've got to read that.
Fighting Irish, I'll do that, and I'll get the link that way, I know. If I didn't come into the chat, I'll do it that way, right? Deleted. You know something, right? I've been on 4 different nights, last 4 nights, even this live's quality, and it's been bra. But then when I've tried to go in other places, it's a nightmare. It's mad. It's mad.
Yeah, Jim's reviews back tomorrow, back with a bang and lots of complaints. See, Jim, right, is the king of the subliminal message when you watch his lives or anything Jim does. When you get Jim's humour, when you get his humour, funny man, I'm telling you. He's had me in stitches these last few days, Jim.
You know who's similar to that, but doesn't do live? Solway. His messages are always a bit, they're always a bit coded. But if you look at,
I am sub to Solway. I am sub to him.
If you look a bit deeper into his comments, but I think he's class. Solway, man.
I tell you who else is who else he did a live yesterday, and I've never seen him live before. Radio Fuming, and it was all people who come in here were in his chat. Have you heard of that guy, Radio Fuming?
Yeah. I've never really spoke to him, but I've seen him in a few chats.
I think he lives in France, or he was definitely in France at the minute. I don't know whether he lives there or not. But he's an interesting bloke, him. Like he comes in our chats. He's not in today, I don't think. But I've seen a few people from here in his chats.
For France, that's quite cool, man. By the way, I'm sorry I just said Warrior, right? Sean Wayne just came out with a mad word, man. What does that mean? Cruciverbalist. Is that right?
Let's have a look. Where's that?
Sean Wayne. Yeah.
As it happens, I'm cruciverbalist. Cruciverbalist.
What a word, man. That's the best word I've seen for about 10 years.
I know. Is that a word?
A god among mortals. Cool, man.
Subliminal.
There's one. Well, I know the answer, Jim. I don't know if anyone else does. Like.
Sexting. So that's like subliminal. There's like a message and a message sort of thing.
Well, in Jim's way, see, because me and Jim,
man,
he could say that word, and I would know exactly who he's on about. You know what I mean? That type of thing.
Yeah.
There's a hidden message. The hidden message, isn't it? In my eyes, subliminal is like a hidden message, isn't it? Like,
yeah, a bit coded, A bit coded.
Yeah.
That's maybe the wrong word, but you know what I mean. It's hidden.
I tell you who's funny, and you watch him, right, and he thinks he's cleverer than he is. It's Darren G. Have you ever watched any of Darren G?
No, I didn't watch him.
He tries to talk like he's reading out the dictionary, you know, but his words never come out right, and he gets words mixed up and stuff. It's funny as.
I've obviously seen Ken Clippers and that, but I've never watched them directly.
Yeah.
What about you, Masters? You've not been on there either, have you? Is he away? Masters away. When did he go?
He's dropped off. Yeah, he's dropped off. Just me and you now, bro.
He'll probably come back. He's probably done it by mistake. Because Masters is one for saying bye, like.
Wait, last time you were on here, Gav, can you remember it? When that Christmas one where I went crazy and started twerking and all that?
That was quality, man.
It got took down, you know. It got took down, that one, remember? Because I played a song and YouTube just stopped the live. So I had to start another one.
That's right. I couldn't come on the live because I was with my daughter that night. And, you know what I mean? I couldn't make too much noise or whatever,
Yeah. Yeah, it was a funny one, that one. I went a bit nuts that morning.
Quite right. It's Christmas. You're entitled to that, Oh, yeah. City won Chelsea. No, well, Sean Wayne, man. Thanks for reminding me. What channel's that?
Oh shit, yeah.
I'll still
Oh,
stay and watch that as well, man.
Is that
I
right,
forgot a bit of
Sean? That's I've never heard of that word before. Is that right, Sean? Person who does crosswords. Seriously. Oh, Sean, I meant to
Wayne's a
ask
clever
you.
man. Sean
I
Wayne's a
meant to
clever
ask
man.
Sean, what I'm going to do, you mate. Every time you come in the chat, right, only in my chat, I want you to give us a tip because you were always pulling winners out on the horses, aren't you? I seen he put a tenner on something the other day called something Genghis, and it come in at 16-1.
60, aye, because he picked the Genghis maybe, but he maybe he's the type to study though. But that would appeal to him because you know the history there.
Yeah, let me just get the next one for. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'll tell you what, my eyes are gone like. 16 across. 16 across is ointment. 5 letters. Ointment begins with S.
Ointment, 5 letters begin with S.
5 letters begins with S. Ointment. Oh, you know what? I hope I have got that. Yeah.
You got that?
I'm just making sure yeah, 16 across. Ointment. 5 letters begins with S.
Oh, there's a few getting it.
Salve. Salve. That's a word you don't hear much of, isn't it?
Nah.
I won't put it in yet because well, if that's right, then 17 down is a boy's name, 4 letters beginning with A.
Oh, that could be a couple. But wait a minute, it will take you fit in with the show there.
I don't think it's that. Disgusting. Sean, I think you're onto it there, mate, because I think it is Salve. Let me just make sure before I write it in. If it's
Alan,
Salve,
people are saying Alan. That makes sense, yeah.
If it's Salve, right, then that would mean that 13 down.
Depends where it crosses.
Courage or spirit, 5 letters. And that would mean that the second letter would be E. Courage or spirit, 5 letters.
Fine,
We're on the right lines there.
You seen that video, bro? I didn't realise you'd seen that.
Which one?
I only tickled it, by the way. I punched the Kennedy punching machine. The ball was actually bursting it. There was one inside. If I hit that, I reckon I'd have got another 100 out it. Because it was burst. If you hit a hard ball, it's going to hit the thing harder, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like at the shows or at arcades, you get the punching machine.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly,
I've never had to go one of them. Never ever had to go one of them.
1,500 views. 1,500 views.
Is it?
And I only had about 35 subscribers at the time. I think I've got about 60 now. But Christ knows how it hit like that, because I didn't even think it was that impressive. It shows you.
Yeah, man. 39. Sorry about this, guys. I'm still trying to bloody read this. 1 second.
Yeah, you're struggling reading it, Flyme, yeah.
Glasses.
Yeah. Oh, they're saying nerve now. What was the clue again? Aye, Fighting Irish, the one where I hit it with the elbow. That was my daughter, by the way. It was laughing at me in that, man. That was my daughter, eh? I didn't show her face or that, eh? I didn't show her face, man. She's 18 anyway, but I wouldn't do that anyway, yeah.
Gav, he's saying, can you type in the chat, or have you already done that?
I can't. I'm only on my phone. I have got it on my smart telly. I have got it on my smart telly, but it's like I've not got a clue with all of this, man. I'm still in the 90s, as Vanda says, 90s casual. That suits me.
Bazza, I think you're right there, Bazza. I think it is hard as well. Well done, Bazza. I don't know if anyone else got that, but that's my workmate there.
Well done.
Because it's hard because
I'm going to go into the chat, fly me, right? I'll come back up though, right? And I'll get Juicy's.
No worries.
I'll be back soon, man.
No worries, mate. Barry, I think you're right there, mate. It was hard because 13 across is balloon gas, beginning with H, which we all know is helium. Even I know that one. Like I say, I still can't believe that the Sunday People is £2.20. Big up, Mr. England. How are you doing, mate? Gambino goggles. Hey, she was on last night though. She didn't have a camera on, did she? She didn't have her bloody glasses on. Sorry, the massive ones that take up all your face. I like that one, Slim lad. I like it. I haven't quite learned how to pin. Jim's in the chat. Jim will tell you that I spoke to him earlier on, asking him how I pin a bloody comment at the top, a link, and I still can't. I still haven't done it, Jim. But yeah, like I say, that buy me coffee there, my coffee's from Mackie D's, not Costa, by the way, people. What are we sharing here, by the way, Gav? Is it a video on your channel or something? Yeah. Is that right? Is that right, Jim? Probably is right. That there probably is a. There's unwritten law. There's loads of unwritten laws or things that people don't know about in there. Rights and stuff like that. What in everyday life you probably would never do, but you are allowed to do by law. But I was absolutely gobsmacked when I went to pay for this paper this morning, £2.20. And this is just a wild guess, but back in the day, when everyone bought a certain newspaper, beginning with S and ending in N, when it was about 20 pence or 25 pence, I'm not sure, but would I be right in thinking the circulation of that newspaper would be like in the millions? Like millions of people would buy a daily paper, wouldn't they? And I know, obviously, a lot of work goes into a newspaper. And they have a lot of people working for them, and they've got bills and everything and people to pay, but come on, £2.20. So let's say a few years ago the Sunday People was £1, right? So it's doubled in price, more than doubled in price. So does that mean that the people who work for that paper are getting double the wages? I don't think so, do you? And they run the world, don't they? What's his name? Murdoch. Rupert Murdoch. He owns Sky as well, doesn't he? He's one of the, well, I don't know. I don't want to sound stupid, but isn't he in a funny sort of way, one of the most powerful people? I want to say in the world, like, but I don't want to sound stupid. But Rupert Murdoch, when you've got the power, when you've got a newspaper that sells millions of copies, you put a big headline in that newspaper. There's no more better advertising than that, is there? To sway people. They've won elections they've won elections, and the newspapers can. Well, we all know what a newspaper can do anyway, good or bad. Journalism and he's a funny one, that Rupert Murdoch, you know. You've got to give him. You've got to hand it to him with the Sky thing. I mean, he had a vision with Sky, obviously, didn't he? And it's Rupert Murdoch who made the Premiership, really. He made the Premiership what it is today. And he's seen a vision there. And can you remember back in the early days, anyone who can remember the first days of the Premiership? And they used to have the Monday Night Football. And they used to have cheerleaders on before the games, and it was a spectacle back then, you know what I mean? Fireworks going off on the pitch. Shut up, Tim. Shut up. I can remember when they used to give it. When you used to get a free paper if you bought anything from the shop, they would give you a paper. Louise, I won't be again. I'm telling you that. Also, he's one for you. So I was in Tesco this morning, yeah, and I heard a rumour the other day that it's one of them Tesco Expresses. And I heard a rumour that it's closing down, right? It's probably been there about 8 years. It's always busy. It's like a Tesco Express, you know. They have like, I think they've got 6 tills. 3 of them are self-service tills. And back in the day, they would have maybe 4 or 5 staff on. So there would always be somebody behind the till anyway, put it that way. But now, you're lucky if there's anyone behind the till, you know. They're always busy stacking the shelves or everything, you know. They're multitasking. And obviously that's to save money. But they've always had a problem with shoplifters. You know, there's many a time where, I mean, you can spot a shoplifter a mile away, can't you? You know what I mean? But they've always had a problem with shoplifters. And they've got a security guard in there, you know. And we all know security guards don't get paid that much, do they? But while that security guard was there, you can guarantee that nothing got pinched in that shop. Nobody stole anything. Now, he didn't last very long. He was probably there a few months. And as soon as he went, the shoplifters were back in, filling the bags up with meat and whatever, and just walking out. I've seen them do it. I've pulled a few up. I've kept hold of a couple outside the shop with the guy who worked in there. Nothing really happens to them. But anyway, I was talking to somebody working in there this morning, and I just said to them, "Oh, is it right that you're closing down?" And they said, "Yeah, but it's going to be a one-stop." They're called One Stop in the Northeast. And apparently Tesco owns this chain, One Stop. It's part of the Tesco group. So I said, well, why shut Tesco down and make it into a one-stop if they're part of the same company? But the thing behind it is that apparently Tesco gets set a profit for a certain store, She mentioned a figure of £50,000, right, a week. £50,000 profit a week from one Tesco Express store. That's the targets that Tesco set themselves. Whereas one stop, if it's a one stop, the target is only £15,000 for that shop. If it makes £15,000, then they're happy with that. How mad is that? Yeah, Jim, I didn't even know that, mate. Don't know if anyone else knew that. The Tesco owns that brand One Stop. So by turning it into a one stop, they're basically saying that more people can pinch from there and it's alright. You can have 3 times as much stuff pinched and the jobs will be safe. Honestly, it's absolutely ridiculous, man. The thing is, nothing ever happens to them anyway, the shoplifters, you know. There's a guy who works in there. He's one of the managers, right, in next door in this Tesco. He's got to be 6'4", 6'5", about 18 stone. And I've seen him chasing shoplifters down the road. And I've thought to myself, well, what are you going to do when you catch him? What exactly are you going to do? All it means is that while he's chasing after him, his mate will pull up on his BMX, go in and fleece the shop and go the other way. They work together. Yeah, you're probably right there. Well, I know you'll be right, Jim. But surely, you know, so this Tesco's got one entrance, which is about 6 foot by 6 foot with electric doors. As soon as they're open, you've got a shelf full of stuff that anyone could just walk in, clear the whole shelf and just walk out. I've seen it done. Now, when you get a security guard in there, and I'm not talking Arnold Schwarzenegger either, I'm talking, I think the last one looked like Elvis Presley. He was about 60, but it's just his presence there. It just deters the shoplifters, they'll go somewhere else. So surely it's got to be worth paying him whatever they pay them, which is not much. £10 an hour. I don't see. It's false economy, isn't it? That's it, though, isn't it? It's not even the size of them, it's just the presence. Somebody there in a uniform standing at the door is going to deter a shoplifter. It's like putting a. I said this to Dave Smithers last week when he got his shed broke into. I said, just put a big sign up or a little sign saying beware of the dog. Well, that sign might put a burglar off. We'll go somewhere else. Hey, remember ram raiding? Ram raiding was a thing, wasn't it, back in the day? Does that still happen now? And then when they used to, they're the best ones. What you see them on YouTube as well, where they'll pull a cash machine out the wall. Crazy that. It was that Emma who popped in earlier on under a new name, Sophie. Is there a subliminal message there? Can anyone shed a bit of light on that, Sophie, which is our Emma? I mean, Emma's right in the thick of things at the minute, but she's always welcome here. She always, she doesn't come in very often now, but she knows she'll always be welcome here. Yeah, Howlhead, you've mentioned that, right, mate? Here's another one. So there's a garage near where I work. If my mate Barry's still in here, he'll remember this one. I used to go past this garage on the way home. Just like a forecourt garage with like pumps and everything, yeah, and a little shop. Now they bought an old car, put a few stickers on it, highlight like with, I don't know if it said police, right, but it looked like a police car, and it was parked on the forecourt permanently. Now even something like that is going to put anyone off, isn't it? Sorry if I'm missing anyone in the chat here. Scouting, big up Scouts there, big up there, son. Good live last night, Scouts, or were you in there, Scouts? I think the times that I was watching, I think Mark was on his own. What football we got on now anyway, people? Let's have a look. Great FA Cup weekend, isn't it? I mean, it's one, competition that'll, you know, it's the epitome, isn't it, of football. You know, anyone can win the FA Cup, any team. When you look at these, non-league teams, you know, there's always one or two, isn't there, like that make it into the third or fourth round. I mean, how good must that be for that team? Fairy tale stuff, isn't it? But you think the FA Cup for them starts like they have to play something like 10 matches before they get in the first round. That's what it's all about, though, isn't it? Anyone can win it. I think the biggest FA Cup shock has got to be, or the biggest story, fairy tale story, has got to be when Wimbledon beat Liverpool. Vinnie Jones, back in the days of Vinnie Jones, and who was that keeper for Wimbledon with the big perm? What was he called? Dave Besant. There was a couple of keepers got man of the match yesterday. That's that keeper last night for I think it was who got beat by Newcastle. Chef Wed made a couple of great saves. Keepers don't get the credit, do they? They don't get the credit that they do sometimes. Afternoon, Porthos, mate. Another name there that I don't know much about, but see him in a lot of chats. There's Tim off again. Next one, Moon. Do you want another one? We're not even halfway through it, right? Let's have a look. 6 down. Begins with O, 5 letters. Let's have a look. 5 letters, beginning with O. Sudden fright. I think it ends in M. Beans. I've seen a few on somebody's chat the other day saying about the price of a tin of baked beans. Now, I don't know if it's just a Middlesbrough thing, but baked beans, you know, I was brought up on baked beans, yeah, Heinz baked beans. £1.75 for a tin of baked beans. Absolutely ridiculous. Two for £1.20, where's that? Is that off the shoplifters IXP or what? So, is this wrong, right? Is this morally wrong? And how many people in the chat would turn this down, right? So I've got a friend who lives in a, let's say, a not so desirable area of Middlesbrough, yeah? And when I've been round the house, I've witnessed this. They'll get a knock on the door, and they'll go at the door, and after 5 minutes, they'll come in with a handful of whatever makeup, bars of chocolate I've seen, bacon, meat, and the shoplifters have been round the house. They've been shoplifting, and they've knocked on my friend's door because they know that they will buy the things off them. So I know it's morally wrong, but how many people are going to turn down £20 worth of makeup for £5? Yes, Jackie, how are you doing, Jackie? It's not actually. It's near Middlesbrough, a little place called Stockton. I think you're right, Bomber. Can't get 2 tins of Heinz for £1.20, let me tell you. But I think if you buy in bulk, you probably can get it for somewhere around about £1. Don't get me wrong. And this particular person also puts orders in, you know. They'll say to the shoplifter, oh, well, if you can get me this, I'll take it off your hands. And you can guarantee within a day, the shoplifter will be round with whatever they want for a fraction of the price, but it's one of them, innit? Hey, what did you think about that little chat earlier on? I was showing my intellectual side there, wasn't I, with the gold and the diamond thing. See, man, not just a pretty face, man. Iceland, yeah. Can anyone help me out with this one, right? No, I've been serious, yeah? So, we've all got a Home Bargains, a B&M, could even say Poundland, but we'll use Home Bargains as an example because that's, you know, there's one quite close to where I live. How can Home Bargains sell things at a fraction of the price, branded products, at a fraction of a Tesco that might be next door to it? How did they do that? And I don't think it's anything to do with the dates going out of date as well. I don't think it's anything because I've looked, but no one's ever give us an answer that makes any sense. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've heard that one, XP, buying in bulk, but surely Home Bargains hasn't got the buying in bulk power that Tesco's got, surely. And when you go in there, there won't be a full rack full of baked beans. There might be 20 tins at a time. See, everyone's saying buy in bulk, but I don't know. Because if they were buying in bulk, nobody's got more buying power than Tesco and Asda and all them. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. The missus checks the dates. She's a sucker for it. just while we're on that subject about dates, yeah, going out of date, things that go out of date, yeah. So, what's the difference between? I don't know, let me turn this big light off as it shines on the end. So, what's the difference about going out of date, something best before, and eat before, used before, best before, and used before? Yeah, but I don't think it's bulk. I don't think it's buying things in bulk because it doesn't make sense. Home bargains is a fraction of the size of Tesco, you know what I mean? And it's not just food as well, they sell everything. Everyone knows that my good looks, my youthful looks, are all down to this stuff. This is a prime example, right? Now, in Tesco next door to me, a tube like that, which you can see has been well used, I've squeezed the life out of that. That is £2.50 in Tesco next door to me, £2.50. Home bargains, £1, the same thing. I don't, Scouser, you're right. She does, I don't. Because, you know, I'm one of these. I'm one of these. I'd skin a fart, mate. I can't believe I paid £2.20 for that paper. I'm going to take it back, like Jim said. Jim will still take it back if I've finished the crossword, mate. But yeah, how can they sell that for £1 and Tesco could sell it? They sold it for £2.50. And in the same breath, why isn't Home Bargains busier than it is if everything's half the price of what Tesco is next door to it? Is it a stigma thing? You know, is there still a stigma about going to shops like B&M and do posh people go to Home Bargains? Or I don't know. I think they do. I think it's changing. One for first consumption. Is this about the going out of date thing? Because let me tell you now, right? If you asked an expert, I know for a fact that you can buy a 4-pinter of milk, right? Now it might have not sure if say it has a best before. I know for a fact that if you keep that in the fridge, you could still drink that milk a week after that date. It is immaculate, Jim. Haven't you been listening? We've put that one in ages ago, man. I've turned the light off now, so we'll have to go back to that. We'll go back to that before the end, yeah. Sorry, mate. I don't know how long you've been there. How are you doing, Scouts?
I've been there a minute. All right, mate. Okay, I just got a bit of a chest infection. Just fucking tired, mate. That's all. But no worries.
You know when they say chest infection, yeah? So what's you know when you might have like a chesty cough and that, like a cold. What's the difference between infection like and a cold? You know,
chest infection knocks you for 6, knocks the shit out of you. Like you're coughing up all green mucus and that, and it's just not nice. It's horrible, mate. You know what I mean?
It's not good, like, is it? It's now worse, mate.
If I'm ready to cough, I'll mute. You know what I mean? Because I know when it's going to come. So I'll just
Oh yeah, we've had a few coughing fits online like before and all that.
Yeah. Just mute it, innit? It's no problem.
I see you've got your is that Elmer Fudd you've got on your avatar there? You keep changing it, don't you? I know Mark was saying last night, or somebody was saying, will you fucking change that? Mark's got a few as well, hasn't he? Because just while we're on that topic there about the avatars and that, Mark bought some, didn't he? Did you buy yours as well?
Yeah, I bought a couple.
And where's that? Where do you buy them?
Ask Mark, he done it for me. But I think it's from YouTube, and then anyone uses your avatar, I think it's $14.99. It's taken from the bank.
Because I said this before, didn't I? There's not. It doesn't mean that somebody else can't. See, I could copy that avatar and put it on mine now, and it'd still be there. You would have to report it, wouldn't you? You would have to say somebody's using that, and then it would get took down. It's not like it automatically can't be used, is it?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I've got to speak to Mark about that one. Whether it automatically comes down or it doesn't. I don't really know. Or whether you've got to report it yourself. Do you know what I mean? If someone uses your avatar. Someone's going to use your avatar, Moon. Let's have it right. They're doing it for like unscrupulous reasons, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, we've all noticed in the last few weeks that there's been a few changes on YouTube with regards to changing your name.
Your policies and that.
Once you've changed that name, you've got it. You're stuck with it for 2 weeks, and we've just seen one come in there. Emma's changed her name to Sophie. If I'm right, she's stuck with that for 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
She can't change that back for 2 weeks.
Who are you on about, Emma? Scouse Emma?
Scouse Emma, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Well, she came in the chat earlier on, and it was definitely Emma. She had the 2 diamonds either side, and then she's changed it to Sophie. I don't know what that's all about.
Did she come on the chat? Down the
she was she was just in the chat, mate. I know from whatever's gone on last night, I'm assuming it's something to do with that, because what I've heard this morning, like,
what went on last night?
It's gone a bit crazy over there with their shuffling and. I think Chris the Brick's the target. I don't know what he's done, but
I'll have to have a look at that. Like
but
say, I wasn't even on our live much. It just popped in, and then my head was banging, and I said to Mark, "I'll have to go. I might jump back on after." And then I just got my head down.
Well, Distat might be able to tell us. Distat, when you've changed your name there to Distat the Ringmaster, are you stuck with that for 2 weeks now? I wonder if he can tell us, because that's what I'm getting from what I've been watching. A lot of people saying, "Oh, I can't change it back for another 10 days," and I don't know. I think it's a good idea, because it does. I don't like it. I don't like the way that you can copy somebody's avatar and make an account up. It's not right, is it?
It's not right. No, it's not. It's not right.
It causes trouble as well. Causes trouble, you know.
And anyone seeing it, they're up to they're up to no good. You know what I mean? They're up to no fucking good, and that's that.
100%. It can cause mayhem if your mods aren't onto it straight away, like, and check that it's the right account.
There's loads apparently in ours. What Mark was telling me before when I had a little chat with him about it, because obviously I went in the chat on the panel, need it even all night, and he's done a 7-hour one. He said, "Fucking hell!" At the end, there was all kinds coming in again. You know what I mean?
That's what happens, though, isn't it? Because I think Mark's got the approach now. I'm sure I heard him say just block people, didn't he? Not time them out. He just wanted them blocking, didn't he?
Yeah, if they're no good, block them. You don't want them back, people like that.
Because blocking means that they just can't go on that channel anymore, doesn't it?
Man, you should have seen. Did you come in the chat and see what we seen the other night?
Only right at the start, mate. I seen about a little bit of it from about 7:30 onwards, 7 o'clock. I shared it.
Anything in the private chat, no, in the back chat.
Yeah.
Never seen anything like it. Racial. It was horrible, mate. Horrible. But it was loads of it. It was botted. It was computer, or like They're being done before and copied and pasted. You with me? No
Yeah.
one typed it out. You couldn't have typed it out that quick because it went on and on and on and on. It was nuts. Absolutely fucking disgusting.
Let's get this right, Scouser, right? Explain this, right? Because
Go on.
so, to be in the back chat, right?
Yeah.
Does that mean they've clicked on a link?
Yeah.
So does that also mean that you can bring, by one press of the button, you could bring them onto the panel?
No, it was the weird thing. They come into the chat, right? But there was no square boxes at the bottom. At first, we got 4 square boxes, and I went to Mark, fuck that. All the same. It was called Trust Me Something, right? And then we got one from the BBC, and you probably heard that one. I don't know whether you were watching. And all it was a load of music playing. Now, if the music's playing longer than 30 seconds, I'd even knock it in the head at 25 to be on the safe side. But they start, see, because Mark turned the banner up, they started playing music, and there was a Geordie accent in the background referring to Chris. No,
Right.
Chris.
Yeah.
So we had that one off. So we knew what they were at. The other 4, I just said to Mark, they're just going. They're going. Because they were coming in, Moon. They wasn't even going in the chat, saying hello to people and stuff like that. That's how you know when they're coming in. You don't know, you've never seen them before. They've never been in the chat. Say like now, me and you were on, and you go like that to me, Scouts, or someone's in the back chat, yeah, don't know him, he hasn't even been in the chat. My advice would be, fuck him off. Do you know what I mean? Or tell him to go in the chat. Tell him to, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, so because some people just seem to leave them in the back chat, you know, because I've seen it on Daryl's where Daryl said, hey, have you seen this fella in the back chat? But I would just like, wouldn't you just get rid of them? Wouldn't you just like get them out of your back chat?
Just get rid of them, mate, yeah. But, fucking hell, I'd never seen, everyone will have it. Chris the Brick seen it as well, he'd never seen it. I'd never seen anything like this, mate. Racial abuse was horrible, mate. You know what I'm like against racism, mate.
Aimed at who?
Just racism in itself. Just, not aimed at anyone. There was no names given or anything like that. It was just pure fucking horrible racism. Do you know what I mean? And that's one of our things on our channel. There's no racism. There's no fucking nonsense talk and all that. And that's that. So when you say, like, oh, there's no nonsense, they do that, don't they?
Yeah.
John Osborne back, lad. Missed you in the chat.
Yeah, I seen the little. I'm just going to skim over this, right? Because I think Mr. England, if Mr. England, he has been in here. I seen him getting targeted in a chat this morning because he had a spanner in a certain channel.
Yeah.
And another channel owner was in the chat telling the host, why has he got a spanner here? He's on the other side. And I was like, Jesus,
This is what's going on, man. It's fucking going way beyond the point, this, isn't it? Hey, you're going in channels, grown men, and then you're getting targeted for it.
It's just division, isn't it? It's causing like another divide. But this is the worst I've seen it these last few days. Like, it's been building up for a while, though, isn't it? But
we're in the new fucking new year. You know what I mean? Let's all forget about 2022 and start afresh, you know.
The way I see it is, there's a few big guns who give the ammunition, you know what I mean? Somebody's got the gun and they give the ammunition, and then they sit back and let it all go off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
It's bad. It's bad to watch, but it just seems funny how there's only one person who's got a big ban. You know what I mean? A week's ban, and this is, in my eyes, the person who's done the most good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And spitting things out without facts and without proof just is not right. Right.
I asked it off the other fella on his community page, didn't I? I'm not going to mention his name because he's fucking irrelevant to me, but you know what I mean? Accusing, fucking putting pictures up of different people and pitch it up with me and that, like, it's sort of out there anyway, I'm not asked, but to start going like Nancy Bacon and all that, mate, fucking prove it, mate. Get your fucking facts right, prove it. Calling people fucking that for no reason, no evidence. Can't do it. Can't do it.
Could somebody put Zeus's link in for Fighting Irish there? If you can. Peggy, you're getting a bit of shit at the minute, mate. Fuck me. Never seen anything like him, man.
Peggy getting shit as well.
He's been here from day one, you know what I mean? And like, there's nothing you can say to Peggy that's going to affect her anyway.
No,
You know,
Peggy's an OG, isn't she?
But Peggy's seen it all, man. She's had it all, you know what I mean? But I can just see it being like another night of like where it's gonna go to another level, I think.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking crackers, mate. Down the bend.
I mean, there's a guy there. He won't mind me saying Archie 90, co-owner of that channel. Well, he had that trouble before Christmas, and it knocked him for 6. And I like Archie, he knows I do, and I like shuffling as well. Shuffling just changes when he's had a drink. But anyone look back on some of my lives that I've had shuffling on when he's sober, and you couldn't get a nicer bloke. Brilliant lad, good laugh.
Yeah, he sounds to talk to him when you get him in the right didn't he? Yeah,
people have rubbed him up the wrong way, and he goes ballistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But Archie, I mean, that knocked him for 6. Where the doxing thing over Christmas, and he took a back seat. I've seen him pop up in chats and that, and yeah, I mean, I like Archie. He sorted his shit out with Fighting Irish, like man to man. They sorted it out on a panel and whatever. But it still knocked him to the point where I don't even know if they've done a joint live stream on that channel since. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just seems weird that all the stuff that's been said and talked about. Yet there's only the cesspit that has a week span, and apparently that, from what I'm hearing, it didn't even have anything to do with YouTube anyway. It was something to do with Andrew Tate. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure. I don't know. But yeah, so much for like the new year. You know what I mean?
I know. Shit, isn't it?
Yeah. So were you on that? What did you do last night, Scout? So were you on that live with Mark, or did you say?
No, I come on, but I was asleep, mate. And I'd on the walk-in doctors, walk-in.
Oh yeah.
The walk-in. Got some antibiotics and was just on the sofa, me, just fucking with a blanket on me, just chilling.
How's your subs going? Because you had a good few people in there last night, you know. I think I seen the
250, you know.
That's good, that, you know, mate. Big up Sparky. Sparky's a real one, man.
Oh, yeah.
I know Sparky's
that I've missed as well, man. No, that I've missed in the chat because I'm on it, you know. So everyone that I've missed in the chat, big up.
Yeah, and anyone who doesn't know Scouser, which is not many because everyone knows him and Mark, right? You just check their lives out, mate. The two of the real ones on here, I'm telling you. And whenever I can, mate, I'll be in there. But Sparky's...
those are realising it now, what the Irish are noticing it. Know what I mean? That everyone's on it. Everyone's on to it now, all this. You don't want no part of it, you know what I mean? Just want to have a crack. I come on here to have a crack, not to have beef with anyone. Fucking that. You can go out your door and have beef. You want beef? Walk up to someone in the street and push them and have beef. You want beef? Why do you come on here to do is beyond me.
You know what it is? People just don't like seeing people doing well, do they? You know what I mean?
Oh, no, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. We've noticed that through our lives. He'll wait till we've done like near enough the end of the live, and then he'll try and come in and palm bomb us. But we're on it now. We're on to it. You know what I mean? And no one fucking gets on and palm bombs us.
Yeah, I know Sparky's. He's. I know I've seen a lot of people promoting his second channel. You know, asking them to sub to a second channel, which is like that's all because
you've got to go to a fucking second channel and all that. You know what I mean? It's wrong, isn't it?
You shouldn't have to. You know what I mean? But it is it's the only way that you can do it. You know, just to safeguard what you've got and what you've built.
Yeah.
Because to have it all right, Jay lad.
Right, my man.
Here, my mate's fixed, lads. Fate now, or Mark, or was Fate now? He's taught me how to fix the mic. It's fixed. Does it sound any better?
Sounds good to me, mate.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right then, man. You good? Good.
Yeah, we're all good.
What, mate? Oh, it was on echo. It was on echo settings.
It
was on echo settings.
Don't forget those, you know, when you go in other people's chats, I'm not sure, I don't know if Irish will tell you, but they can change your audio settings and all that.
Yeah, no, I want to keep mine. Like that.
Oh, does it?
I like it.
When you come back out that chat, do your own settings go back to normal?
Yeah.
You know what I mean by that, man?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'll be honest. All the lives that I've done, it's very rare that I play about with any voice settings or anything. I have a few times, but I just roll with it.
Yeah.
But there's nothing worse than
with Jay sometimes, man, because it's been terrible, hasn't it? Jay, no one has at the first.
It has, mate. It's been weird, mate. Oh, like they're trying to cause a division, mate. I've seen division all my life, mate. I don't want to see it again, even on the screen. I know in Belfast, mate, we've had the two sides all our lives, mate. That's why I'm like, you know what I mean, guys fucking, they called me a groomer, mate. What the fuck? I only come on for a laugh, mate.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
Listen, mate, you're going to get calls all kinds. You're going to get calls of baby.
That's the first time I've ever got any. It's just because I like Mark and Fight and Irish, and I like an orc guy in Belfast. He'll fly to your door if you're slobber to him. The king of Belfast, Lord J. He's good.
Yeah.
The main thing for me about this donation
it's just nonsense, isn't it?
The likes of Bristol Bomber, right? Everyone knows Bristol Bomber, right? Makes a good few donations, right? Now, I've seen him in chats. He comes in here all the time, right? He's made some big donations on that night. Now, he has every right to ask, but you never see him asking because he's confident that his money's going the right place. Well, they're the people that are allowed to ask the questions. The people who are making a meal of it have never made a donation in their life.
Of course.
And then they're all begging, or the coffee links every 2 minutes. Just throwing in coffee link.
Yeah, I mean,
madness, isn't it?
And I know, like,
up to people, mate, but I wouldn't name them. Do you know what I mean?
I would get a couple. I would get a few copies.
Good deeds are done behind closed doors.
For people sitting entertaining you, like, you know what I mean?
Good deeds are done behind closed doors. I don't want bigging up on here, or I bought a coffee, or to become a member. I don't want all that, mate.
I'm the same guys, but the people that do deserve it. Thanks, some of them do.
Giving something, mate. It's from the heart, mate. Not from working.
Yep. You're right. It's not from I got you.
Well, anyone who's in the chat who watches Sparky now can just give that a press and sub to his other channel, because you know I can think of nothing worse than, like, if I don't know if you lose a channel, does that mean everything's gone, Sparky? Like, everything you had on that channel gone, and you can never get it back? Or because backup channels, I mean, you never heard of backup channels, did you, until these last few months?
No, you lost your
I never heard the backup channels until who was it? It might have been Fighting Irish. Am I wrong there? Fighting Irish. I might be wrong, but it's Fighting Irish.
He's a backup.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible. Loads of, you know what I mean? Said to Mark, we're going to have to get one sorted.
See, did you see with Queen Gambino on with us last night?
Yeah, she never
Yeah,
showed
yeah.
up.
Were you on that? Were you
That
on
was,
that
did you
panel the
watch
other
that?
day, or were
Oh,
you on
I
the
was on
panel?
the panel with her. I
So
give
was she
her
all right?
nice compliments, didn't I? I was nice, wasn't I? See, I'm just
Mm.
stoned here at the minute. I'm off everything else, man.
Fucking never, you never know. You never know,
I
Jay.
know, man. I know, I just like being stoned. So do you guys.
I know, yeah, but
I'm
you
smoking,
know,
you know what I'm smoking at the minute? Black, man. I
that's
haven't
it
had
at the
that in
moment.
years.
Fucking
So I haven't.
chest infection, the doctors told me to stay off it.
For
So is it
chest, was it?
infection where do you take thingies for infections, antibiotics?
Antibiotic.
That's what I got, yeah, antibiotics.
Because they don't give them out easily like they used to, do
Not
they?
no more, they don't, mate.
No.
The
Remember they
maximum
used to?
you
You
can
used to be
have
able to just
now,
walk in and get them.
the maximum you can have over there on the mainland, right, is I think 3 or 4 courses.
You can buy them
3
on
or
the black
4.
market now, can you?
Yeah.
People buy them on the black
Yeah.
market.
Oh yeah,
A lot of people
But
are doing that,
all
man.
you're doing and buying them on the black market is you're lowering your immune system to the point where they won't work no more. So when you go to the
And
doctor,
then,
they won't work no more. You'll end up in big trouble.
yeah.
With me.
But a lot of people rather go through the hassle of ringing the doctor and all, would rather just, as you say, man, would just go online, get next day delivery, do you know what I mean? Or
I
over
know
here,
that. But
you can get shit delivered to your door within, fuck, I'd say 10 minutes. I could get as much grass as I wanted. But I don't. Just fucking got 5 grams there, mate. Just chilling out tonight.
Yeah.
I had a
see,
look how
Fighting
much I
Irish,
smoked last week.
have you had any more contact with Blanding Borough Fighting Irish, mate? Because I noticed he did a couple of lives over Christmas, I think.
Who's that? Moon? Who's
This is a
Brendan
guy from Middlesbrough, and it's just a total
Borough?
coincidence that the guy was from Middlesbrough, who Fighting Irish made up a little GoFundMe for him.
Fair
It's a
play.
young lad who had a channel. I'm not sure how he's blind. I'm not sure if it was through an accident or he was born blind, but
Right.
Fighting Irish has seen his channel and decided to set up a GoFundMe for him. I think he raised was over £500 anyway.
Fuck,
We
there
were
you go.
struggling to get it to him, but he did eventually manage to get the money to him. Which
That's
is
what I'm struggling with, man. A few donations to people because I don't know how to do that internet banking, mate. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. I
I don't
mean,
know how you.
I can remember donating to. I've only donated a few times. One of them was to Pablo, and it was a super sticker, and it was a bit of a carry on, setting it up. It's not just pressing
I
the
wouldn't
button.
give it to the super stickers and that domain because fucking these take 35%. And I refuse to give it that way.
Yeah. Nice one. So he's still about, yeah. Let's have a look.
What age is he, man? Is he young?
I think he's 18, I think.
Fuck, that would be terrible to happen to you at that age, mate, wouldn't it?
Oh God, I know, yeah. It was made. But it was a total coincidence that he was from Middlesbrough and Fighting Irish is
just
I don't know how we come across him, but obviously I'm from Middlesbrough as well,
Yeah.
Are you, Polo?
Yeah. He only lives down the road from us.
Low Michigan and hiking, is that America, that?
I was just gonna say there. Big up the American in the house.
Yeah, the Americans are bouncing over rightly, aren't they?
Yeah, there's quite a few. Have you seen has anyone seen Rose? Our Rose who's been coming in. I think she goes in flavours.
No, I haven't seen her in a while.
Nah.
So I haven't.
Have you not seen her, Scout?
No.
Rose is brilliant. Rose is outstanding, isn't she?
From Canada, I think. She lives in Canada.
Yeah, she's from Canada. She makes me necklaces and beads and she's like a real chilled out hippie stoner, isn't she?
Yeah.
Wow, is that right,
No,
Irish?
that's
He
her.
lost his mum and his dad. He was born blind. Fucking hell.
Fuck.
Who's this? Who's this?
That's the guy who Fighting Irish raised the money for.
Oh, I see.
And they're all trying to say it's a scam, like, and you can prove it, you know what I mean? It's a fucking joke.
Yeah.
So,
It is getting
Yeah.
very fucking toxic on here for me. I said to Mark, I said,
It is toxic, isn't it? Sure. Mark's channel's the most
not
chilled
too
out
well to
channel.
stay up for a bit. I'll go on moons for like a
But
laugh.
let me tell you this though, right? I've noticed, and everyone else has noticed, that these little channels like us and Mark, right, they are growing, right, and more people are coming
Big
into
views.
because they're sick of all the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're coming
They're sick
over
of
and
all the same thing over and over
You
again.
can just have them
right.
out, man. You can just have them out.
you see some great comments in like your chat and that, Mark, where people are saying, "Oh, it's so good to just come over and chill out in a chat where we can talk about anything." You know what I mean? Doesn't have to be like, if you want the drama, there's loads of channels where you can go and have a argument with someone.
Yeah. You want it.
And then come off stressed. And then come off
Surely there's
stressed.
got to be the same amount of people who don't want that shit, you know what I mean, and got nowhere to go, you know.
Well, there's far more people like that.
There's more good people than there is people who want to see all that bollocks.
Just a few of them, a lot of them are scared to jump on the panels, you know, and like comment. They're like shy. A lot of them are shy.
Yeah. Sparky, were you live this afternoon, mate? That wasn't on very long, bro. Or wasn't it? Or was it not alive? Or are you on a little bit later, Sparky?
But there's one I've got a sub to. Then anyone got a sub for me for them?
Who's that?
Oh, I do. I subbed them, but I don't know how to do it.
Someone put his thing out.
Right. Have a good morning, Moon. You do much last night, yeah?
Oh, I did. You know what, Jay? I've decided that I'm not going to watch YouTube after midnight anymore. I'm going to turn it off at midnight.
You've got it. And that is stupid. So yours in the
That's
morning.
when all the shit is. And you know what, mate?
I'll totally 5, innit?
Yeah, I'll totally admit that I watch way too much YouTube, right? And it just fucks your head up.
Sure,
turning it off at 12 and waking up in the morning, right, and just doing what you need to do, then put YouTube on it.
And don't
totally different when you don't know what's going on.
Yep, you're right.
It fucks your head up, man. Fucks your head up.
Sure, that's the thing. I was talking to Pablo.
Yeah.
I was talking to Pablo, and he says that's gave him a breakdown last year. It was YouTube, replying, and fighting with people and all, and that 3D fight club, and not getting paid, and everything went bad for him last year, didn't it?
Which Pablo are we on about?
Fucking does the lives. He
fighting trolls.
Never let me on. Fighting trolls. I was on a live talking to him the other night. He done a wee our live, so he did. And he let me on, because I always used to go on and comment, his page. And he was always a bit weary of me, because Belfast, when him and Fighting Irish used to argue, but it was all a joke. And then he let me on, so he did.
Pablo, too much money going into people's pockets, and he raised awareness to it, so, you know what I mean?
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, Pablo J's. Pablo's the reason why we're on here. Me and Daryl and
that's what I'm saying. He was the first one I seen in the UK.
Yeah, we all met on there, and he's the daddy. Pablo's the daddy of.
I remember he used to do 12-hour ones and all. He would sit and talk to you and chat.
The community, because he started it all.
You see, I had a different name, man, so it did. He started it, really, you're right.
But his name didn't help him, did he? Because he got all the fighting souls.
He got all the haters,
Yeah.
I mean, he's nowhere near back to what he used to be like. It's going to take. I don't think he ever will get back to how he was.
He said to me in 2023 he was going to do it like the way he used to do it, but he hasn't seemed to have done one yet.
Yeah, he's got a lot of things going on in the background.
Exactly as you say, man. You have to turn this off.
You can see what's happening with him. He's nervous he's nervous, and because he's not getting the numbers that he used to. I mean, last year, Jade Scouts, he was getting 1,000 people in his chats every night.
Easy. I know. That's when I first seen
1,000 people. 1,000 people sat there on his own.
That's good consistency, that, isn't it?
And then that's how I first came across him. was the Darren G video. He was stressed out of his head. Darren G was threatening, I remember. It went viral. The one where he's going, Darren G, I may have my head away. He cracks up, and then I started watching his lives, and then got one of these set up and was sitting talking to him, and he comments.
But see this, fighting Irish, right? I mean, fighting Irish. I was watching his last few lives, and we got a mention, right? Which is always good, yeah. Fighting Irish is mentioning, yeah. And he said that out of respect, he didn't want to come in our chats and comment in case we got shit because of having him in the chat, right?
That's what happens. They're just we. I don't even want to talk about.
Totally understandable, right? Totally understandable. I get that.
That's what happened to me because there's a few Irish channels and I comment on them. There's even the video of me, mate. I lost my bollocks off that, and that's what somebody said to me. Are you commenting on all them thing pages, them grooming pages? And I'm like, they're funny. No, the wee videos. There's even one of me. Somebody made a video of me. It's funny as fuck. Boston J. They called it, I think.
But the thing is, Irish, you can come in here, right, mate, and we haven't talked about any of the shit that anyone's had, right? No. So you can come in here and talk about normal stuff, mate, like what we do, and there's nothing bad about having fighting Irish in your chat, let me tell you.
No. It's a good thing, if anything.
Yeah, of course it is, man.
You might get a wee bit of shit now, Moonlight, but I got it too, bro. So
and he'll tell you he's helped out that many channels. That fighting Irish promoted that many channels and got that many channels to 1,000, and that's what he does. He gets the community page, and then he'll start helping someone else. I know for a fact that's what he did for me.
You don't mind me putting links out to you, Moon? It's only
no, man. Get them in there. Anyone who wants a link in there.
See them more channels. You're not looking for the link out.
You know, Boxing Progress. I've got yours. I've got Saddles. I've got Zeus's.
Boxing.
Yeah, man. Get them in there. And I know we've all got community pages now where because you had to get 500 subs, didn't you, to get a community page? In the same week where
Well, I Liverpool, Julie.
Me, Darren, and Smithers, we all got to 500, right? And then YouTube changed the rules and just give everyone a community page. The week after, we got 500.
I'm only learning mine now. I'm going to upload wee videos. I have wee videos, you clip them and then you fucking put the music to them in the back. I think you're allowed 15 seconds or something of music, are you? I was trying to read the rules, Moon. Trying to read the rules that YouTube.
How many seconds is it then, Jay? I thought it was 30.
I'm not sure, Scouse, mate. It depends on the artist, the song. See, if it's a 90s rap song, you'll not get struck, like shit like that. But if it's new,
no matter music that I play, it'll be getting if it's 30 seconds, it's 30 seconds. If it's 90, it's 90. You with me? I'm going to stick by the rules, lads.
I know, I was reading them all. I've been catching up on them all because that's what I said. The more I'm going to fucking do me when we lives when I go out in Belfast City Centre. So, you see some head cases, we will, and it's at Belfast City Centre.
Yeah, man.
Sure, did you not see the one I done on the Glader?
No.
About Christmas. I think it was took down. I was up in West Belfast on this thing. There's this bus. It's like an electric bus Glader. It runs from east right up to west Belfast. And I jumped on it one day. And just you can plug your phone in and all and there's Wi-Fi on it and all everything. And it just takes you. It goes by like 6 bus stops and then stops at every stop. So it's fast. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I came back on it and I done a live. I had my sliders and all on, mate, because I was up in my thing, stayed over, so I had my girl's house too. And I just bounced on the Glader because I knew it was that easy to do. On my pajamas and all, mate, and done this live, mate,
So what's this Jay? You like mushrooms, don't you? Or is that? Has he gone now? He's gone now. Is it? You know when he says about mushrooms, is he doing mushrooms? Is he? I think he does. Because I've tried everything but not mushrooms.
He does them. Yeah, he does do them. Yeah.
It's probably the most natural sort of drug, right? But I've never tried it. Never tried.
Yeah, I'm a bit.
I don't like the idea of not being like in control like that much. You know what I mean?
Yourself. Yeah. You need to
It's
start
like
off with the DMT a little bit, then, Moon. If you want to try it, start with the DMT.
Oh fuck! Don't start with the DMT.
Yeah, mate. It's awesome.
Yeah, so
You can put it in.
it means you'll never get scared again if you've done that. Yeah, I heard you two saying that there. I hit the wrong button. Is he on the mushrooms? I'm not. I'm just stoned the fucking night. I'm on the
have you done mushrooms though? Have you done mushrooms though, Jay?
Yeah, I do mushrooms.
Yeah.
Every day, mate.
Oh, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. So
I haven't took a doctor's pill or nothing since. No, for my shoulder. You just take a wee microdose of mushrooms, mate. And it just makes you happy.
So when you say microdose, what exactly does microdose mean? Because for me,
some people it means like
small.
Like it means a little bit, but a microdose to me is about 2 grams. But that's a lot. Normal person that might blow ahead of.
And what's DMT? What's the difference with DMT then?
Fuck. You should look that up. Mike Tyson smokes it every day of the week, just once a day. It's like going into the Matrix, mate. It's you can't explain it. A lot of people I know get tattoos. As soon as they come out of it, they write down, their experience and they try and get a tattoo. It's you can't explain it, man.
I seen a podcast with Mike Tyson when he was on with Logan Paul and or Jake Paul, one of them, where he was on about the toad, where you lick the toad or something.
Yep. The cane toad, you call it a cane toad.
And he thought he was Jesus. Yeah. He thought he was Jesus.
Yeah. Mate, it changes your life, man. I used to be like bobbing, and then when I started like microdosing, I stopped all the nastiness and all, man. Fucking just started it's hard to explain, just made me nice. And then at Scouse I do DMT once a month with a girl, like a shaman, for post-traumatic stress, mate, rather than go to the doctor.
Like the shamans
it works, mate.
Like the shamans
it works.
So can you get addicted? Can you get addicted to mushrooms?
No, it's not addictive. No, it just won't. You can't. It'll not work the next day again if you do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, you can't get addicted on it,
mate. When I hear somebody, right, like yourself or that, if he's talking positive about things, like if he's talking positive about anything, right, I'll take note of it because I know he's like he's got his head screwed on. You know what I mean? So
I've been taking mushrooms for 20 years, mate.
Yeah.
But when I drink and all, it's just completely different.
It's one thing where I would have to watch a few. I'd have to watch a few documentaries to see what it's all about.
You know what you need to watch? Mike Tyson on an Elk Boys. Do you ever watch an Elk Boys?
No.
NELK. Oh, mate, they do Bigfoot pranks and all. Funny as fuck. They get like 20 million views and all in one day. So they do. American. They started off doing pranks.
Have you seen a film called Limitless?
Scouse, you've seen the Elk Boys, haven't you? He's on mute, is he?
Have you seen a film called Limitless?
No, mate, no, is it?
Has anyone in the chat seen Limitless, where it's about this pill that this guy takes these pills and it opens the rest of your brain up? You know, like, because I reckon we only use so much of our brain, don't we? And like,
I don't like to promote drugs, but see anybody that wants to get off anything, mate, try fucking microdosing LSD or take a blast of DMT, but don't do it like I do. I've done it in a nightclub. I done it in a nightclub the first time I took it. Freaked me right out. No. So it did. And then the second time I was outstanding with a shaman. See, make sure you're alright. No. Because it does scare you a wee bit. You have to do it right. A lot of people don't do it right. You know, waste that.
So the thing is though, Jay, right? So you've been taking them for 20 years. So do you still take the same amount now as you took 10 years ago for the same effect, or you're having to take a lot more?
No, it just all depends, man. It just depends.
Is it like another drug, though? Where you have to keep.
You could make one wee small bit, and your mind it lost ages. It's hard to explain, man. I don't know, I
Yeah.
thought you tried mushrooms and all, fly me to the moon, like, oh, kind of title. So that,
Yeah.
yeah,
A
it's good
few
to
people
talk to
have
you
seen
anyway,
that
boy.
film.
I'm
Watch that
staying off,
film,
what do
Jim.
you,
If you get the chance, watch that film, Limitless, right? A
oh,
few
is it
people
on
have
Netflix?
seen
Is it on Netflix?
it. Probably. I would
Oh,
think so, yeah.
yeah, I just use the Fire Stick, man, so do, mate. Oh, so I don't
Right,
get
yeah,
on
it'll be on the
TV.
Fire Stick. It'll be on your Fire Stick.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good film. Yes, PP. Big up PP in the house there.
Yeah, PP's right, PP's right, isn't it? Is that the real PP or the other one?
Yeah,
The
man,
London
PP.
PP, is that the real one, alright?
Yeah, man, me and PP go back,
Mm.
man, right day one on here for me.
He loves his wee dogs, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, PB's another classic example. He's in the thick
Yeah.
of everything, but he knows that he can come in here at any
He
time
just
he
stays,
wants.
yep, stays neutral. What was I going to say to you? So, how did I find out what my old channel was called? Would it be shut down if I haven't used it in 2 years?
Is PP in the chat just there because I was making a coffee there?
Yeah,
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 he just
yeah, yeah.
popped in there, yeah.
Yeah, big up PP. It's good. I like PP.
Yeah, what you're on
What do you
about,
have to
Jay,
look
about
now?
your other channel?
Oh, I
You've
mean,
lost,
is there any way I could get that back?
I'm probably not the person to ask, but someone in the chat might know.
Right.
What's
See, because my
happened?
other channels.
What's happened? Like, have
No,
you lost it?
I had a channel. I had a channel 2 years ago. No, like a year to 2 years ago, and just as fighting shows and all doing it. I had like a wee channel, but it was just like Belfast. I had all people from the area in it. If that makes
Yeah,
sense to you, it was local. And then it, somebody I hit delete one day, no one deleted all that, and then I couldn't remember the name of the channel because I just set it up thinking I was never gonna come on here, if you know what I mean. I was just coming on one night to talk to fighting trolls.
so you've lost the login details or something, or
I've lost everything yet. Fuck's sake.
it's hard that,
So
it's one of them things, isn't it, when you change your
I done
password?
wee tours.
Yeah.
I done tours. I went down and done tour of the shipyard and all. I went down and asked the security guard could do it, and he let me do it and all where the Titanic was built. And
Yeah.
then where else did I go? I done tours of. It was just wee tours of cafes and all, trying to do them. What do you call them? All you can eat challenges and all.
Yeah. Oh, the
But
good
like I
them. I've
could,
seen them.
here Moon. I done 5 of them and failed them all. No, yeah, making competitions.
Doesn't that freak you out when these little lads are like eating up like tons and tons of food like in a few minutes?
There's
Like,
people can do it. I know people can do it that are skinny as hell.
mm,
And I go to myself, I'm like, people keep saying to me, how are you so small, like, for the amount I would eat? Just it's your metabolism, is that what it's called? The doctor told
what,
me.
what's the explanation for that though? How these people do these champion like eating that much food in one go? Like,
Do you know what the one I done the other week was, Moon? When I done,
mm,
I tried it. It's only £20 at North Road. 5 sausages, 5 bacon, 5 soda bread, daily bread, black pudding, tomato. Well, sure, you're going to pay a tenner for a fucking meal anyway, mate. So you might as well try it. No, and then see if you don't eat it all, you can take it home with you. I've still got a fish in there. Even the cod, I had to eat the cod. I couldn't do it. I couldn't even eat the cod, mate. I gave up. Do you know what failed me? Drinking too much Coca-Cola in between.
oh
I
yeah,
think
cool.
a lot of
Well,
people drink water when they do the
Coca-Cola,
challenges.
original
Yeah.
Coca-Cola is going to be a thing of the
Had
past, isn't
Coke
it?
in
I
it,
mean,
isn't it? Oh,
dangerous
so it
stuff,
does.
isn't it? It costs a fortune now as well because of the sugar tax, isn't it?
Fucking hell, mate. I couldn't believe it. It's up 25p in Belfast, a bottle of a tin.
Yeah, I mean,
25p? That's
you've
near a
got
quarter.
a 2 litre bottle of Diet Coke will be half the price of a 2 litre bottle of proper
Yeah,
Coke.
because
You
of
know what I mean?
the sugar tax. Yep.
Mm.
And I didn't even know some Teddy Chris had sugar in them.
Somewhat.
Little girl in the shop told me. Teddy
Oh,
Chris.
mate, everything's got
The bottle
sugar
of
in it.
Pepsi, Moon. Lies, there's 6 cans of Pepsi, maybe 7.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
If you
Right,
work it
that's
out,
what.
300 ml a can
Yeah.
times 3 days, 900. You get what? 2 litres, that's 2,000 mils, yeah, in a 2 litre
Yeah.
bottle. So yeah, near enough 7 cans.
Yeah,
you work it out
But
that
for
way.
me, it doesn't taste the same.
It doesn't. It goes flat.
Like the
Yeah,
bottles don't taste the same. The bottles
Aye.
don't taste the same as the cans, and the cans don't taste.
No, don't. And
They're all different.
yep, vice versa.
You buy a 2 litre bottle of anything fizzy, right? And it's gone flat after a few drinks, hasn't it? A few
Yeah.
times you put it in the fridge and took it out, and it's you took it
You
out.
know what the
Mate.
worst thing to do is, Moon? And I see, I know a lot of people that work in a bar beside me. That's what they say to me. See if you're drinking, no, like a big 2 litre bottle, guy says, because it always goes flat. And she says, don't open it and put it in the fridge. Once it's open, keep it out of the fridge. And she was right, it does keep a fizz on it. I don't know what to do with putting it in the fridge, you know, how that stops it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, does anyone in the chat or whatever, do they do a big shop, like a once a week big shop, you know, like in the olden days?
I do.
When you used to be like, I can remember my dad used to get paid on a Thursday, and then we'd go shopping on a Thursday night, wouldn't you? With a big trolley.
Yeah.
People still do that, like.
Here, where's your bone? Here, keep your bone loose. You hear me talking to the dog there? He's stuffy. He's my wee blue stuffy. Oh, he's down.
Hey,
So
is that right? Is that right that Mark? No, it's not Mark. It's Coggo got a dog off Staffies, did he?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, yeah.
Few
You want to see
people
a picture of it?
It's his,
You want to see
it's his
emoji?
avatar picture. It's funny, you know. It's the dog's lying
Oh,
back.
the dog with its balls out.
I think it's paws, Sam, by its balls, isn't it, Jay?
It's funny, so it is.
No,
Oh,
it's arm. The dog's arm and paws.
oh, is it?
Yeah, there's. I'll just say this in defence of one person who comes on here, right? Nikki, live follower, right now. She not a lot of people like her in the chats and that, right? But that thing about her and that dog, that is disgusting, right? I'll just say it
yes,
now.
I heard that. That's sick.
For anyone to play along with that narrative, right? It's disgusting, man.
I actually commented on it today on the page.
I don't even know the girl.
Well, there's a video she did a live. I don't know how long ago, a long time ago, where her dog was laid on its back, and she's like playing with it with her feet, rubbing its belly. And they turned that scouser. They turned that into that she was wanking the dog off. It's disgusting.
That's right. You're right, man.
You're still playing along with it now. It's not even funny. It's not even funny anymore.
Do you know the subject number 2 is the actual stallency crap in the back? They're on the talking about kids.
So she was messing with her foot with the dog's plums, you mean?
Just playing about.
Yeah, just putting her foot. A dog was laid on its back on the floor, and she was on the settee, rubbing her feet on the dog's belly, and they turned that into that she was wanking the dog off.
I know what you're saying, Jay. She was just playing about. That's exactly what she was
doing. She was just playing with the dog with her foot. You know, like I do it with my dog.
But you still hear it now. She goes in chats and people say he's the dog nonce and things, and it's just like
I know.
Not even funny, you know what I mean? In my opinion, it's not funny, you know.
Yeah.
It's not, mate. My dog lies at my feet, mate, when I'm sleeping. I play about with him. Sometimes I might accidentally hit his wee fucking thing, but fuck, it doesn't mean I'm wanking the dog. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly,
my dog lies at my feet, you see.
He's the man. He's my mate.
Who's
Yeah, he is.
Dave, right, Dave? Dave, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
God. All right, Dave.
You all right, Dave?
You know, my avatar's gone to a D again, Fly.
Yeah.
Right.
What's happened there, like?
Earlier. I haven't touched it, mate. God knows.
You know what? I haven't had one headlamp today, but headlamps are still a big thing.
What's headlamps?
I just heard what you were saying about Nikki, mate. Do you know what it is with Nikki?
What?
She's very opinionated, yeah? She's got an opinion, and if she touches a nerve with certain people, then they start chucking certain narratives out there to try and quieten her. That's what it is, and I'll say it as it is.
Yeah,
it's an easy thing. It's an easy target. She's an easy target, you know, and it's like I'd hate to be called a dog nonce, you know what I mean?
Oh, it's terrible, isn't it? Dog nonce.
Brilliant.
When's it going to be? When's it going to end? When will it
Yeah,
end?
the scouts of the headlamps. You'll have seen it. You know when you're watching a live and somebody comes on the panel and it isn't an avatar, it's a white circle.
Yeah.
That's what we call a headlamp, and it pisses me off.
Okay.
Because you'll be Expo, you'll have 5 people on his panel, right? And you might have 4 white lamps where the avatars aren't showing up. And if you highlight a comment, all you see is these white headlamps flashing. You don't know who's on the panel.
Oh, that's weird, isn't it?
And nobody ever mentions it apart from me, right? But it spoils your live. Visually, it spoils your live.
I just thought it was because you were like switching devices. You know, when your battery goes down sometimes, you switch the Wi-Fi, switch the Wi-Fi.
There you go. There's another little bit of education I didn't know.
But no one's explained it. No one knows why it happens or anything, you know what I mean? But I haven't had one today, I do you? Weird.
But do you think it's good? Is it new people? No, it's not. It's not new people.
Do you know what it looks like to me? Do you know what it looks like to me? I'll be honest, right? It looks like if certain people on here, the ones that are strong-minded and stay true to themselves and don't decide to fucking go here or there, it's like they're outcast from the community. And have you noticed how certain people don't come in mine or your chats, Fly?
Yeah.
I sure look at me, Dave. I get called a groomer.
That says it all because they know we can't be swayed, mate. That's what it is.
I know, mate.
Yeah.
But Dave,
annoy me.
So Dave, you on your live earlier, it was a picture of you, and you've done nothing at all different, and now it's a D.
Yeah, basically, mate.
Have you messed around with it? Did you edit on it and that?
How's that, man?
I've been in chats. That's it. I've not been in my settings out.
Yeah.
Just then when you come out on Moon's channel, didn't you get the little thing to edit your avatar? No.
No, he hasn't touched the thing, have you, Dave?
No, mate.
Weird, that, you know. It's weird because, I mean, I can't explain it, right? I thought I'd sussed it out. Personally, I went into the edit avatar and I uploaded another picture of the same moon picture that I've got now, and I've never been a headlamp since. But it spoils live streams, especially when you've got.
Because you don't know who's who. You don't know who's who. Oh, you're right now.
I'll tell you what, I have another window open. I wonder if you've got another window open where you come onto a live.
Right.
Because I've just had two windows open without realising. I've just closed one. Hang on, let me go back out in a minute. Fly.
Right.
Yeah.
Mine's just always come up and
Dave. Is it your options, Dave? Well, you
know,
Dave knows what he's doing. What's happening, Incognito, lads?
Oh, Incognito, you alright, bro?
His fucking giggle makes me giggle, honest to God.
Oh.
Yeah, but Fighting Irish, when I was watching your lives, I don't think there was any headlamps on, but apparently the host can't see. When the host's looking at their own device, they can't see the headlamp. It's only people who are watching.
Can you?
I was thinking, Moon, is it because if I go onto my laptop sometimes with the keyboard to the TV, it does it, but only on the big channels. You know, goes white.
Well, know what you mean, Moon.
Yeah, I did a little video about it a couple of months ago, and I showed like some examples. The cesspit was one, and Filmboy come on and said that when he looks at it, he can't see white headlamps, but people in the chat can, you know.
No, I can't. No, what else I can't see? Spanners. Can you see spanners from the control panel?
Yeah, I can see them.
No, I can't see. Can't see spanners.
Like me and Moon can't see them because we're on stream.
Or is it now? Is that Dave back? No?
Yeah, I've just.
Oh,
I've
it's
just
back
changed.
your avatar now. Morning, please. Welcome in.
That your avatar, Dave?
Yeah, I'm the sexy bastard in the blue.
Hold on. Let me go there.
What did he
Well,
say?
Dave,
Sexy bastards in the red.
Dave, did you see the start of this live, Dave, where I asked the chat whether you've button your top button up or undone on your polo shirt?
Hey, I'm old school. I always have mine done up. Always.
Yeah, well, look, I'll do mine up, and look how much it changes. Like, yeah, it just changes, and you turn into like a mod, don't you?
Yeah.
It's
mods.
but it
What
was
did you have
50-50.
what did you have a Vesper or a Lambretta?
Exactly. That you turns you into a mod straight away.
Do you know what you've got to do now while you've got that top button up, mate? Is flick your collar up.
Oh yeah, people who do that as well. Yeah.
That's it.
Well, it just changes. It changes the look.
The corners used to be flicked down on some of them, and that's when you like to your tie on and that one.
Remember kipper collars, like back in the day, big massive like collars down here in the 70s.
The parka.
I wasn't born in the 70s, right?
This stat remembers them, like.
Yeah, the parka. And you had the fish tail parka.
Big up BBA in the house, people. Big gun now. Big up BBA.
Was it actually it was the Israeli parka and the fish tail parka, wasn't he?
Who's that, mate?
It was the Israeli parka or the fish tail parka, wasn't it, when you were a mod?
You know what? I'm not really big up on the mods, like, and the rockers and all that.
My brother's older than me. My brother has a Lambretta.
Yeah, we've all seen Quadrophenia, though, haven't we?
Yeah.
Classic film.
That's all that type of shit.
Yeah, great film, Quadrophenia, like. But you look at the people who were in Quadrophenia back in the day.
What age would he be now? No, the guy played him. He was in EastEnders, wasn't he, for a while?
I think it's 80s, isn't it, Quadrophenia? Was it the 80s, or was it earlier than that?
70s.
Was it
70s, I'd say. I'm not sure.
Ray Winston was in it, Bonnie.
Little
partner.
Don't think so.
Yeah, he has a little partner. Yeah,
they're all young. You see, they're all that young.
He was a hippie or a smelly, whatever they call him.
Hey, what about Gianluca Vialli dying, eh?
Yeah, all right, mate. What a player.
What happened to him then? Was he ill? Like, did he have a disease? Was it?
Yeah.
Wow. I only found out last night. Shocking that, like.
Legend,
good
mate.
player, him.
He was a class
what
player,
age would he have been? Dave, what age would he have been?
59 he was. 59, I think.
Yeah, late 59.
Hey, shipped out of people. I was only want to go into it, mate. Don't want to bring it up.
Because I think I heard Mark was talking about it on your live last night when I was listening. He was on about Ravanelli, because Ravanelli came to Borough, didn't he?
Yeah.
And, Mark was right on it. He said he scored a hat-trick. I was there. He scored a hat-trick against Liverpool on his debut for Middlesbrough. I mean, you don't get any bigger than that, do you, for a debut?
No.
Well, you know, when he used to run off with his top over his head, he started all that off.
I'm not really out on the football moon. I've done 2 batches yesterday. No pick 5 teams and then pick 2 teams. I don't know what way it works, but I just tick the boxes and don't put the dapper in. I got 140 back for a fiver.
I had $2 grand on Middlesbrough to get beat 5-1 and won 250 grand back.
Fuck me, I'd cry. Oh my god.
I tell you, I was impressed with Brighton yesterday. Like, I was impressed the way they were knocking the ball about.
Did you not get a big bat? Did you get a bat up, Moon?
Sorry?
I don't know.
Oh, he's gone. Oh, who's a headlamp? Who's a headlamp?
What's
got a headlamp? There? You're a headlamp now, Jay. What have you done there?
I don't know what happened there, mate. I went on the thing to Google it for you, and it just... No, I'm not. I'm still a Jay.
That's what happens, is it then, Moon, yeah?
Everyone else on the panel, can you see Jay now? Is he a headlamp?
Yeah.
I wanted to Google that
Is that what
thing
it
for
is,
you, mate.
Dave? Yeah.
That's weird, that.
I know. I
Do you
wanted
know,
to Google. I wanted to Google that thing for you. Know the answer,
Yeah.
you
and
seen who
then it
you would have
just
been
went
playing
straight back
for if you would have
on.
won
Hang
yesterday?
on, one at a time. Dave, go on, mate.
You seen who you would have been playing for if you would have won yesterday?
No.
Liverpool at home, or Liverpool or Wolves at home.
Oh.
I know, mate.
Have they already done the draw? Have they just
No,
done the
don't
draw, have
talk to
they?
me about Liverpool, lad.
Yeah, straight
Who did
after
the
that.
draw, Dave? Who did the draw?
Emil Esky and one of the old women England players. I can't think of the name.
Here's
Old
a
Esky.
question for you, right? How long before we have a woman referee in the Premiership?
Couple of years.
Yeah, a couple of years.
We've already got assistants, haven't we? We've got assistant women, haven't we?
Should have them now, lads. Should have them now.
I could name a few right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be, it's coming, isn't it? Well, 10 years ago, you would never have imagined it, would you? But it's coming.
No, it is coming. Of course it is.
We've all been in the... We've all been at... We've all been at a match. We've all been at a match when a woman coppers walked around the ground and we've all shouted, "Get your tits out for the lads," and we... That's,
I used to go to the matches, man, just, but I never really got into football.
Well, the referee in the UFC, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The referee in big fucking big heavyweight, so why can't he referee football?
True.
Well, I made this point the other day about rugby. I mean, look at rugby. You're not even allowed to give the ref any shit in rugby, are you?
No. And one of the hardest sports as well.
And that's alright, isn't it?
No padding on us or helmets on us, lads.
It's mad how, like, you can go to a rugby game and the crowds, like, can mingle the different supporters and there's never any trouble.
It's completely different, isn't it?
How is that, though? You know what I mean? Rugby's a harder sport than football, isn't it?
I went to a few rugby matches in Belfast. Watched them, like.
I've never been to a rugby match in my life.
I couldn't understand it, man. I couldn't understand what was going on, the rules and all.
Just compare it to American football. They have
on.
They have shoulders of padding on.
Absolutely huge.
It is, isn't it? It is like
big money.
It's one hard game when you think about it.
Some of them.
See the Clash heads and all. Moon. See the Clash heads. Oh, it looks beautiful.
Here's my point here, Dave. You know, if you got a team of our rugby players to play against a team of their football players, fucking hell, mate. And they, hang on, just fair and square, no helmets, no padding. I'd fucking murder them, mate. Absolutely fucking murder them, wouldn't they?
Hey, do you know what we used to do when we was kids? We used to go on the park, make goals either end of the park out of trees or coats or whatever. Do you know what? We used to play normal football, but with a rugby ball. Oh, we used to have some you know, because the ball would bobble all over.
Yeah.
Trying to control the rugby ball, bobbling all over.
So I was about to say that, Dave. That's what I was about to say. So it was.
Are you seeing this in the chat? Everyone takes the piss out of me because they know I hate headlamps, right? So they're all saying, "Oh, it's doing me." They didn't know. They all know, like, when a headlamp pops up.
Become a headlamp. I only went out to Google that name of the film for you. Then I came back and dead fast. Is it because you've got the back window open? No, I wanted to Google that for you, Dave. Or hang Moon, know that answer.
Honestly, still I've not got a reason why it happens. Like,
I don't really have a clue.
Yeah.
Let's just say one thing. You've got to be a different.
I haven't seen it, as you say, Moon. I've only seen it in the big chats, really. No.
What you say, Dave?
You've got to be a different type breed of bloke, mate, to play rugby like they do.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The injuries are getting rugby is unbelievable. The injuries
they get, but you know what? They've got that. They haven't they? A lot of them Americans are getting CT because they do go in hard. But the reason they go in really hard is because of the equipment they've got on.
Have you heard of the Rob Burrows story? He used to play for Leeds Barnos. I think he's in their Hall of Fame. He's only about 5'6", yeah. Now you think a 5'6" player against some of them big 6'8" blokes.
Yeah,
he was one of the best players of his generation. Yeah. He won everything with Leeds, and he retired. He's got motor neurons disease now, and he's in a wheelchair. He's really struggling. But there's a documentary on here about him. You go and watch it. It's heartbreaking. It is fucking heartbreaking.
Why? I didn't see the injuries come to him later on in life.
As he's just been left with the Zogs.
He's just doing loads of charity work in that at the minute, just trying to raise as much money as he can for motor neurons before he dies.
Did he get left with the Zogs with his disease? Didn't he like get him into fucking private hospital and get him sorted for what he'd done?
That's what I was about. Thanks.
I'm not sure, you know, if I'm honest.
They didn't care about him, no.
They just get left, don't they?
Really good.
Yeah,
excellent. It is. It's really.
There's another sport. There's another crazy sport. Ice hockey. They have some fights in that, don't they?
No, it's a good sport. No, it's a good sport. I ain't gonna get slated because I'm never saying what. Gaelic.
Oh no, yeah. What's all that about?
Bitch.
Mate, ask Craig Norris. I haven't the clue yet, but
I've watched
the two Gaelic games. So
where they throw the ball. Yes. What's that one where they throw it and catch it?
And kick it? No. Oh, that's Hurley. Are you talking about Hurley?
Yeah.
What's the one the Australians play where they knock fuck out of each other? What's that one?
Oh, there's a lot of
the Italians.
Yeah.
That's some mad sport, that.
There's one for you,
isn't it? But those girls playing over here.
You're dead.
Roll that big fuck off cheese down that hill, don't they? And it's the first one to the bottom and grab it.
Oh man.
Cheese.
Chasing some fucking cheese down the hill. Fucking hell.
I've watched a few.
I seen that.
You know that what Bristol said their motor neuron, is that what they call locked-in disease or something? Where
it's one of the worst diseases in the world.
Your nervous system, innit?
Your nerves like Hitler had it. No, not joking, you know.
Do with your nervous system.
That's where you're all there, but your body can't react to anything.
You can't operate your body.
Locked-in disease, they call it, or something. You know, it's horrible. There's an ex-Borough player, Phil Parkinson, who's got it.
My friend had it. And you could tell that he was alright, but in a way, it's hard to explain. Man, it's just there's a lot of different types of it. You know.
Yeah, there's a lot of types of, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let me just say, if anyone's bored when Fly finishes and they want half hour away from all the other shit on here, go and watch that Rob Burrows documentary on here, and it'll put life into a proper perspective for you all.
Someone put the link out. Can we allowed to put the link out, Mr.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It brings you back down.
I'm going to watch it. You're right. We're listening to all that shit on here. You know?
I had tears, mate, in my eyes when I watched that.
Yeah, I watched
that. I had a friend that had it, Dave.
He's got a wife, he's got kids, and like from his chat,
he's still real life, lads. Real life.
Yeah, it's real life, mate. Real life.
Yeah, does anyone ever watch Spartacus?
No. Spartacus. Yeah. The film Spartacus.
No, the series. It was fucking great.
Oh, there's a series, yeah.
Well, the first one, you know what I mean? He died of leukemia, that lad. And nothing wrong with him, mate. You know, he had the frame on him, like the Adonis and all the rest of it. Fucking next year, he was gone, mate. But he does an interview about it, dead sad. Like probably what Dave's. Like, I'm into documentaries like that. I don't just come on YouTube for this.
Me too.
Yeah. Been on here 14 years nearly, I think, or 13 years. I watch other stuff. There's documentaries, stuff about this around my job and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't come on here just to fucking, come on this side of the community. This is just one part.
I love watching documentaries, you know, with Belfast and both sides, and then like, we're all talking. That's it. Somebody pinned the ornate, didn't he? The Mark pinned it, didn't he, Scouts?
Listen to you,
Jay Cara, Jay Cara, fake narration, all can talk together, yet they're all from.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, lad.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like even in football now, we can't get away with what you used to be able to get away with. Can you remember that Wimbledon-Liverpool final where Vinnie Jones took Steve McMahon out in the first 30 seconds?
When I stopped liking Vinnie Jones when he done that series, remember he squealed in the wee lad head and he goes, "There he is under there. He's over doing the American series."
Oh, Vinnie, yeah, he was an actor now, and he got into acting and that.
No, Vinnie Jones, yes, got you. Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels.
Yeah.
One of the best movies ever, wasn't
it? Well, one of the best pictures ever to come out of the Premiership was when he had all the Gazza's balls on the pitch. Can you remember that picture?
No, bro, no.
It was when Wimbledon played Newcastle, and it's on posters. It got made into a poster, and like Gazza's face, because Vinnie Jones has got his hand behind him, grabbing hold of Gazza's balls in the game. Have you never seen it, Dave? Never seen it?
I have.
Oh, it's a classic. Classic.
You know what Fighting Irish has just put there? Look up. Is that the Whitakers that live in the mountains in America?
Oh, yes, we watched that the other night after we went off live. Why? They're all inbreds.
They're an inbred family that live in the mountains, yeah. And this photographer would do some footage, and he just like drove past their house one day and noticed that there was a bit weird. So he stopped to speak to him, and he's made a massive documentary about it. One of the blokes, he's never been
fucking mad.
He speaks by barking like a dog.
What?
I know, and the chicken. There's one talks to the chicken.
It's mental, mate.
I know. There's a wee girl talks to the chicken. I think it's a wee girl or a wee lad. You can't tell. So you can't.
I mean, I don't like talking about the guy. I don't like talking about Steve Farthing on here, right? But what the hell's going on when he's talking to them dogs when he goes me? Have you seen it?
Yeah. I used to just go on to watch him.
What are you on about, mate? What the fuck are you on about? And he growls.
This guy's serious.
Right, let's see what Big B's saying here about this headline.
He's always got the comments.
Apparently, if you go and open your front door for 1 minute and close it, it sorts it. Something to do with the signal. Yeah, well, I'll try that one, mate. I knew, and I should have known it wouldn't be anything serious about.
Have you ever seen a movie called, I keep saying to people on this, State of Grace?
Yes.
It's some movie, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, I have seen that, mate, yeah.
Sean Penn and Gary Oldman.
Am I here? When they were young. Yeah.
Is it Saving Grace?
State of Grace.
Oh,
no. Gary's in New York.
Scouse, have you done anything different, Scouse? Because your avatar's changed again. Did you change anything?
I changed it.
Right.
It's about them guys. There's a real documentary about them in real life. I forget their name now. The two brothers. They work for John Gary.
Ronnie knows.
Movie. But you can't get it anywhere.
Anyone who hasn't seen that picture or that of Gaza, it got made into loads of posters and stuff, you know, where he's got all
I never even heard of it.
Did you put the link out, lads? Because I ended up getting...
Oh, see, I see
someone else. I think I
fuck.
By mistake there, I think. That was answering me.
Yeah, anyone wants to stick any links in for any channels?
Watching the
put that link out, Dave, because that sounds interesting. I watch anything like that.
The Hells of Ice, sorry.
Oh, weird that film, isn't it?
It is. But that's what that is documentary's like. Only it's real.
I noticed Scouse, Mark's title for his live last night was Horror Stories. What was all that about?
Yeah.
I don't know, mate, because he kicked it off himself. I went, as I say, I was probably asleep or at the doctor's because yesterday, I knocked the shit out of me. I don't know whether it was like the hours I'd been up and You know, you get off live,
not your
and
bother.
you're talking to your partner about how the live went and that for an hour. And then by the time you get to bed, it's fucking night. It's nearly going light, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Yeah, Distat, your avatar's changed Distat. And his name as well. So you can change your name then.
Yeah.
I don't know about
I just
the name,
like man.
Oh, so
so you can change your name then? But can you change your handle with it, Distat?
I don't know what he's done, but he's changed his avatar and his name there, so that blew that myth out the water about the 2-week thing then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lou, what have I missed? I've missed
nothing, bro.
Missed what, Dave?
I'm just looking at Lou's comment, mate. What have I missed? Who's saying that?
Anyone see? This is what happens at 4 o'clock in the morning. Lou Don got into a bit of an altercation the other night. I'm not going to bring it up because it's forgot about it.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that Lou Don is
Lou Don's
still a member of YouTube. You know, she says it as it is. She never has a go at anyone. You know, Mrs. Moon.
Oh no!
I was talking in the chat.
Mrs. Moon gives everyone respect. She gets it back.
Yep.
That's all we want. That's all we need to know. You know what I mean? The real
you get it back. You don't give it, you won't get it back. It's as simple as that.
Who's that flying me? Is that your girl?
Yeah, that's the missus. Yeah.
Is it I talk to her every night in the chat.
Yeah, man. Everyone talks to Lou Dodd, man.
I didn't know it was your missus, bro. Fuck her. She's come to Belfast to move in with me too.
Punching above his way. He knows he is as well. Look, that's why he's smoking.
Hey, big up Hector's in the chat, guys. Hector's in the chat.
Hector's getting some grief at the moment.
That's a first, eh? We're doing all right. There's a few other lives on as well, you know. We've had some good numbers in here today, and all I can say, guys, is if you've enjoyed it, right, hit the like button for us.
100% now, man.
It's free, and it really does help the channel. You know what I mean?
Was it right enough?
Same for anyone. Same for anybody's lives. Hit the like button if you enjoy it. You know, if you don't have to, but it does help your channel.
I always leave a wee comment.
Comments as well. Comments are great as well. Bad comments go. They all help. You know what I mean?
Well, here, lads, I'm going to bounce off after ring the girl.
Yeah, I'm going to wrap this up in a couple of minutes anyway.
All right, guys. All right. Thank you, Dave. All right, Dave. Yes, thank you, guys.
Yeah, cheers, lad. Cheers,
lads.
See you then. Bye.
Yeah, big up Hector, mate. Nice one for dropping in. I'm going to wrap this up in a minute, lads. We've done nearly 4 hours, so you know what it's like, man. It flies over when you're doing these lives. Like, honestly, absolutely flies over. But it's been another good one, man. You know what? Well, I don't even know, Dave. What do you expect when I go live? You don't know what to expect, do you? Like, what's going to happen, or it's going to be. It's not going to be slagging people off, but talk about it.
A little bit of that, mate.
Exactly.
That's it.
One thing you do know is that the people in the chat are all going to be legends, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Without your chat, you're not, mate.
Chat about what's going on fucking on YouTube, what's going on in the real world. And no fucking bullshit, mate. It's as simple as that, isn't it?
That's it, Dave. Yeah, that's it, mate.
Not many lives what you could do for 4 hours where you haven't slagged one person off, is there?
Yeah.
No.
There isn't. Think about it. There isn't, is there?
Yeah. And the thing is, out of 23 people that are in now, I bet 22 of them are in the chat as well, you know what I mean? Which is always a good side, like commenting, and there's people who've been here for 4 hours. They've been in this chat for 4 hours. They've took 4 hours out of their day to sit and talk to me and the people in the chat.
Or listen.
All you've got to remember.
Don't forget, you've entertained people for the last 4 hours as well.
Yeah, man. And I enjoy it. It's not. it's not a chore. I enjoy it. You know what I mean? It's a good buzz, man. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's good, mate.
And that's all. Anyone who's been on the chat, if you go in another panel, just say that you've been here and you've had a good time. You know what I mean, Irish?
Yeah.
Help me out on your channel as much as you want, bro.
Oh, where's your hair Tuesday, Avio? You're washing it, lads. It says you make conditioner on it.
At least he's got rid of that wig now, anyway. That wig's gone.
Yeah, man. Fucking funny, though.
Yeah, guys, so massive respect to everyone. I'm going to wrap it up here. I'll do what I normally do. Big love to everyone who's been on the panel. Scouse, Dave, all the legends in the chat. I'll play me song out and I will highlight everyone who's been in the chat, right?
Yeah.
If you enjoyed it, hit the like. Don't forget to hit the like. And tomorrow,
get the old man of coffee, £2.
If you want to buy a coffee, it's a Mackey's coffee, right? It's only £2. It's not a Costa. It's £2, and you'll show your support. Yeah.
I thought they were a bluey.
No, you can set it to what you want. Set it to what you want. But yeah, watch out for tomorrow because we've got something big coming tomorrow night. When I'll give you a little clue. It'll be after 5 o'clock when it gets dark. That's all I'm telling you. That's got your hand it with a subliminal message.
Oh, you're not going to do a Scott, are you? You're not going to start 5 like bands and that, are you?
No. Just keep your notifications on 5 o'clock tomorrow night. It'll be a good laugh, yeah?
Yeah.
Take care.
Very good. Right, guys. Big love to everyone. Everyone in the chat. I will highlight everyone while I'm playing me play out song.
All right. Well, catch you later,
Scouse,
man. Yeah.
cheers, mate.
Lads.
Big love, Scouse, mate.
Big love to the chat.
Legend, man, legend.
Well, yeah, this is for all the loves, all the gangsta brothers. Just remember, old folks love us. All the lasses in the world, I think you'll come close. Even if you was fucked, I still think you are loose. Wasn't like I really big, all the funny is too classy. I'll take you back to my house and fucking slash your pasty. I met this last one with Libby. I took her to my house cause she wanted to play. She was like, "Ew, you're pure Raj." I was like, "Yeah, let us see a part." Cooks and television always book back. But he said he didn't like it when he made it at his one. Gangsta, I'm a pure lover. I went and fuck your room cause I think I know your rubber. She used to be a dinner nanny at the high school. I think I made a put her so that's got ain't cool. She said, "Well, you are cool. She can come back to mine cause you put her on lunch." Well, I didn't stop looking till the break of dawn. And I took the fucking lot on my mobile phone. She was like, "Woo, didn't show you mirrors." I was like, "Course I won't, man." All the lashes in the world, I think you'll be my coach. Even if you was fucked, I still think you are loose. Wasn't like I really big, all the funny is too classy. I'll take you back to my house and fucking slash your pasty. Yeah, man, last from Walker Kid. She had a top-notch funny, there was no bitch. She had 8 front teeth, but she was better. I took her for a date and we looked with Rochella. I left her slipped on me Spectra cold. After a few minutes, I like started to unfold. She ripped up her niggas like Hulk Hogan. I was like, "Will you're pure smoking?" I've never met a lass like her before. Her blood getting ripped on a bus stop floor. She said, "I'm not the first and I won't be the last." So I thought, well, fuck it, I think I'll have a blast. So I'm halfway through and she starts going crackers, shouting out stuff like I'm gonna eat your knackers. She wanted me friends, but I thought, fuck that. So I pulled up me up and blotted on her back. All the lasses in the world, I think you'll be my crush. Even if you was fucked, I still think you are loose. Wasn't like I really big, all the funny is too classy. I'll take you back to my house and fucking slash your pasty. I wear the lashes, let's see it all up on the dance floor. Rush me up on the lads. I am Tony over there in the corner. On the end, you're good looking, you're good looking, you're good looking. But you're there, you're ugly, but I'm still right here. All the lashes in the world, I think you're coach. Even if you're the passport, I'm still thinking on the bush. Watching back now with the people on the funny, just do my crossing. I'll take you out to my house and focus on your boss me. All the losses in the world, I'll take you to my coach. Even if